Well, I clock in early, working till it's dark. Barely got enough to fill this old truck spark. Bills stack high like a mountain climb, and they tell me hang on, things will be fine. But every time I turn on that TV show, they're sending our green where I'll never go. Where's it all going, man? Ain't it time somebody took a stand? We're patching holes with our two bare hands while they fly first class to some foreign land. We're tired of the lies, tired of the spin, tired of losing more than we win. Where's it all going, man? Ain't it time they told us the plan? Mama works nights, daddy's back went bad. The plant shut down, but the suits ain't sad. They talk about aid and keeping peace, but folks back home can't find relief. I don't mind helping when someone's down, but don't forget your own hometown. Where's it all going, man? Ain't it time somebody took a stand? We're feeding the world while we starve our land, watching dreams slip right through our hands. We're tired of the gaslight, tired of the spin, tired of losing more than we win. Where's it all going, man? Ain't it time they told us the plan? They say trust us, it's all for good, but I trade their promises for a job that stood. We built this place on sweat and prayer, now we're wondering if they even care. Where's it all going, man? We're the backbone, we're the common hands. We'll rise again like this hard land can, cause the truth's still strong in the working man. We're done with the talk, ready to stand for every dreamer across this land. Yeah, where's it all going, man? We want the truth, not another plan.
Welcome in, welcome in. Trying out a new program, a new background, so we'll see how this works out for us here. All right. Looks like I should be live. I should be good. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome back, my beautiful Tater Nation. It's Thursday, and you know what that means. It's time for Tater Talks Thursdays, where the takes are hot, the mics are on, and the potatoes are fully baked. This is the round table. This is the open panel. This is where bold ideas meet real conversations. No scripts, no safe sound bites, no flakes. Just organically grown conversations served fresh. And you know us potatoes, we have lots and lots of eyes, and we like watching all the interesting things that humans do up top. And today we're going to be diving into the big questions, the sharp disagreements, and maybe even a little bit of uncomfortable truths. But we do it with logic, respect, and a willingness to actually listen. So pull up a chair, check your ego at the door, and let's dig in. Because this is Tater Talks Thursdays. And, of course, before we begin, this program contains open dialogue and unscripted commentary. Guest participants speak for themselves. Their opinions are solely their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the host or this channel. Conversations may include strong language and conversational perceptives or emotionally charged positions. The purpose of this format is dialogue, not endorsement. We expect all participants to follow platform terms of service and community guidelines. Personal attacks, threats, or calls for harm will result in immediate removal. Viewer discretion is advised with the strong language possibility. Let me see here. We've got a few people in the chat. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. I appreciate you, Beatrix, for starting off the chat. Let me get here. Sorry about that, guys. All right. Chaos Theory, welcome in. Thank you very much for the engagement. Reporting for Tater Thursdays. You wanted to change it for Tuesdays because it sounds better, Beatrix? Is that what it is? Because you want to sell funeral potatoes for $1? Yeah, I talked you out of that, didn't I? Real Rain, good to see you. Good to see you. Appreciate the engagement. Hey, Leah, good to see you. It's been a bit. Hope you're doing all right. Hey, Homestead, I understand. No worries. Appreciate the lurking in the background and the engagement while I can get it, of course. All right, so I do have a few people in the panel ready to start, so we'll bring them up and see what they have to say here. Oh, we got some new people in the chat real quick here. So we got Elmo. Good to see you. Good to see you. And of course, MSM Liars, and he'll be in the chat in the panel as well. So we'll go ahead and bring them up here. Let's see. Make sure I'm all good here. Welcome in, guys. Welcome in.
How's it going? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Awesome. Awesome. I don't know how well I'm going to function because I'm kind of bedridden at the moment, but good to be here. My first panel.
Fair. Yeah, no, I'm glad to have you. Good to have you. Let's see if Havoc will. Can you talk this time, Havoc?
Oh yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, there you are. Okay, good. All right, welcome in, guys. Let's see. Right on. Appreciate the camera when you want to, if you want to. And let's see. All right. So we were kind of talking about some things in the Discord. Do we want to talk about that, or do we want to talk about the prompts that I had? Because I can read you the prompts that I had if you haven't seen them yet. So it's a little bit of a different setup than I normally go. So,
can I hear both of them like separately?
Yeah, sure. So I have a bunch of prompts that I typically will bring to the table, and we can sort through them as we go, or we can go to something definitely different if we want to. So it just depends upon how you guys want to go. And we got Leah Bobea. Welcome in, Leah. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Perfect. Yep, I can hear you. Welcome in. I appreciate the engagement and you being on the panel.
Oh, thank you.
So
thank you. I was in the Discord, so it took me a second.
Right on. Yeah, I haven't seen you in a bit, so I wasn't sure if you were available or if you were busy. So I appreciate you being here.
Sorry, I forgot it was Thursday.
No worries. It's been a wild couple months.
It is.
A whole
Amen. Year. Yeah, you're not lying. It's been crazy.
Right. Okay, so did you see the prompts from last week, Leah?
Yeah, I did.
So you know what we're talking about here. Okay, so for those that haven't seen them or are new to the chat or the panel, so we have in the chat in the prompts that I bring to the table, and we'll talk about the one that I saw in the Discord afterwards, but individualism, or the emphasis of supreme autonomy over the collective good, has been rebranded as self-care. What are the results on the individuals at society and society at large? The next one is going to be, is it harder to make friends now than it was 20 years ago? And who's to blame for it either way? The next one will be, are people actually more sensitive, or are we performative about sensitivity? The next one is going to be, does online discourse actually make people worse at real conversations? And if so, how does this apply to communities like ours? Is modern day loneliness the result of personal or systematic? Welcome in, guys. Appreciate the engagement and being on the panel. Let's see. Is modern day loneliness the result of personal or systematic problems, and does the answer actually matter? The next one will be, men have forgotten how to need people and be dependent on them. So women, for that matter. And where has that gone? And how does the suppression of that need manifest itself now? The next one will be, why do we applaud and encourage others to cut people off, but shame them for staying and working it out? The next one is I don't owe anyone anything actually wisdom, or is that cope? The next one is, where is the line between understanding someone and excusing them? At what point do we hold them accountable? And why do people often perform their opinions instead of genuinely holding them? And then there was another one about basically aliens. Does it basically negate the what is it? Negate the word of God or something like that. I'm not completely sure exactly what we were talking about in the Discord. I didn't get part of that much. So I will leave it up to the panel if there's anybody in the panel that wants to take it one direction or a different direction entirely. Anybody?
I mean, I'm down for any of them. Okay. I mean, if you want to start, at the first.
Sure. Anybody have any preferences?
No, yeah, I'd be fine going through them like chronologically as listed.
Okay. And then just so that you're aware, I'm not sure exactly how it'll be over the stream, but you're kind of low, Heaven Maxed. The other ones have been fairly decent. Okay, so better? What was that?
I said, is this any better?
A little bit. We'll see in the chat if anybody would be so kind as to let me know how that sounds. If everybody sounds all right. So the first one was individualism, or the emphasis of supreme autonomy over the collective good, has been rebranded as self-care. What are the results on the individuals and society at large? And then I also do want to say that a lot of these come in from my followers. So I'm not completely sure exactly what some of them are meaning to be, for example, but I do welcome any subjects that people want to talk about. I'm always open for options too. But anyway,
well, I have.
I need to look up what self-care is.
It's just stuff that you do for yourself. Like if I gave myself a mani-pedi after my kids go to bed, that's self-care. I have lots of thoughts on this first prompt because I think that honestly the prioritization of oneself is one of the biggest problems in our society, quite frankly. That's how we get to, snorting 1 million babies a year. Right. We sacrifice children at the altar of women's convenience and preference. And somehow, they want a virtue signal like that's actually virtuous thing to do, if you will. So right. There's that. And I think not only does it harm society as a whole when we put ourselves absolute first, but it does harm the individual. It makes you a much more egotistical and ultimately, in my opinion, lonely person because, you're going to end up isolating yourself. Nobody wants to hang out with the selfish a-hole in the corner,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I kind of look at this from a motivational perspective. Say part of my self-care would be staying in good shape and exercising. And I do that for myself so I can live longer, but I also do that so I can live longer for my children and my wife and my family.
Sure.
So
I think a certain amount is good, for sure.
Right, because as the expression goes in the EMT world, you got to put the oxygen mask on yourself before you can save somebody else.
Right.
But that's a motivating factor is I'm doing this for myself so I can help you. So I think you have to look at motivating factors there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I see someone commented talking about how self-care is like treating yourself, just personal hygiene, like you said, just taking care of yourself after the kids went to bed. I feel like that wouldn't come into like that realm of things, right? Because like letting yourself fall apart or end up really unclean, I feel like that's below a basic standard, right? I feel like the self-love, self-care movement is a bit beyond that, Leia?
Yeah, it is. I think self-care is kind of self-defined. It's one of those things that's very subjective. So for me, something like that would be self-care. Although to some women, they get, full sets of nails every 2 weeks, and that's their normal. So it's like, when it's subjective, it could really mean any such thing. And I think a good level of self-care for any person, parent or not, or whatever your situation may be, is obviously good because it does make you a better person to engage with the people you love etc. Kind of resets you, puts you in a better mental headspace. But I think that when we start defining harmful behaviors, which once again, could be subjective to an extent, maybe we could say societally harmful as self-care, that's when it becomes a problem.
So like an obscene amount, right? Like getting your nails painted in an evening by your kid isn't necessarily self-care in the sense of like going getting a mani-pedi every other week.
So when it becomes selfish, it becomes a problem, right? So
yeah.
I'm okay to having my nails done when they need to be done, but if I'm leaving my kid at daycare and paying $100 for my kid to stay at daycare so I can go get a $200 manicure, that seems selfish, right?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, it's also like the ends justifying the means, right? Because if somebody reaches the end goal at the end, then they don't care about the vanity and the in-between process, right? Like if they're like, oh, well, I'm still raising my kid, everything's going fine, so me getting my nails done all the time, or a boob job, or Botox, I don't know why these are all women focused, I'm sorry. But
no, it's mostly women.
You know what I mean, though, right? Like as long as the goal at the end of the day is done, I don't think that people with that level of vanity will see the problem with it.
Well,
if the goals are subjective and, self-care is subjective, then what does it all even mean? Like, you could justify anything, with those
that's what I was just going to bring up.
Processes.
Yeah, she brought up this misfortunes, and obviously you're doing that for selfish reasons.
Right.
I rarely see that as any other thing other than that.
Oh,
well,
yeah,
I would go further to say that, like, if you are married, and strictly I'm talking about marriage with this stuff, because I don't think people really, a man and a woman has any obligations towards each other, outside of marriage, unless they are family. But if like you are dating a man and getting mani and petty, to inflate your subjective self-worth, like you're being selfish even then.
Possibly. I would argue most women that are in relationships, especially the kind of women who did it prior to being in those relationships, do it more as a sense of not, quote unquote, letting themselves go, for example, just because they're in a marriage, right? Or just because they've had children.
I feel like the line, too, is, and I hate to point this out, but it's very different for men and women, right? Because a lot of women's issues, too, come from other women, right? Like men aren't out here saying, you got to go get this, otherwise you don't look young and then we don't want you. Because every man out here says, everyone says, like, I don't want a woman that looks like she's made out of plastic. I don't want someone that's like a real Barbie. I want a real human. So it's usually women pressuring women into that mindset in the first place. So it's like it's a weak will thing too, right? Like how much peer pressure are you going to cave into to think that this is normal self-care?
Oh yeah, that's definitely true.
It, by calling it things like self-care.
Right, exactly, yeah.
I mean,
yeah, like calling it healthcare, it's not healthcare.
I mean,
oh no, it's misfortune, that's just murder. But
people don't like when you point out a child sacrifice, and they go, "Well, how's that child sacrifice?" And it's like, just factually, you're saying, "I will sacrifice this child because of my career or my housing or my peace of mind."
On convenience,
right? It's
that's what I said. Yeah, at the altar of a woman's convenience and preference. That's what I always say, because that's really, or even a man's, or both. But definitely that's what it is. And I think that there's definitely something to be said about vanity, right? I just think the line is a lot more gray sometimes than, just because you're in a relationship means, basically if you're saying, to get your nails done, just for an example, right? Regularly would mean that you're still trying to get attention from other men, or you're being pressured by other women, is like saying, even if your man fell in love with you because you enjoyed this or that, or you looked a certain way, or say you get really fun nails, really fun designs, and it's part of your personality and he enjoys that, right? Whatever the reason might be, now you're together, married, you have children, and you just stop doing all that, right?
Well,
And that would be
I'll
okay
take it
because
to the alternative of that, though. My mom was the type of person that would go out with a couple of her friends from like a Zumba class, or I can't remember everything that my mom would do. She was very active back in the day, but she would always go get her nails done like once a month with her friends and stuff like that. But ever since my little sister got into like nail art and everything, and that was her passion, then it actually became a good outlet for both of them because she just had like
sure.
Cruella de Vil nails and like red nails and polka dots and all that fun stuff. And my kids loved it. They're like, Nana's nails are so cool. So there's
Yeah.
something that it can turn into a positive while still being the same thing. So I think it's definitely intention based, right? Like, why are you doing it?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Yeah, I do my daughter sometimes too and put gel on them so that she doesn't break her nails as easily and she likes to bite them. And so, yeah, you can make almost anything into a family activity if you have the will to do so.
And to be fair to my wife, I do appreciate her beauty standards.
We love that.
No,
Yeah.
like it's definitely okay if that's just how she is, as a person. Like how there's some men who like groom themselves unnecessarily,
Right.
comparatively speaking.
She's
It's
also
like
not obsessive with it, so that makes it easier, Like I appreciate that she takes care of her hair, and I appreciate that she doesn't get manicures because I can't stand nails, but she
They
doesn't.
don't have to all be
But
long and crazy, by the
right,
way. But
yeah. I mean, she might get them taken care of every once in a while, so I don't know what else she does, but I appreciate it.
right.
yeah, no, I'm just saying if it ain't your wife, like, you can't really have any say so over her, but also, she has no say so over you either.
I will
And
point out that there's also another fine line, right? Like, especially if you're coming from a Christian perspective. And I can speak on the men's behalf, right? Like, it says that you're not supposed to let a razor touch your face because letting that hair grow in and everything usually gives you, like, when you see someone, you can go, that person's probably wise, right? You can see their age and that they've lived and stuff. But it also says, keep yourself clean, right? So it's like, don't do this for vain reasons, but also, keep yourself clean, have a level of
right,
self-care. So, it's, are you doing it for outward expression? I want people to think I look good. I want people to think this about me, or I want myself to look good. Or is it just, I have a standard of living that's, I'm clean, right? And well kept.
exactly.
Right.
No, that's a very, very well put. Like, yeah, I agree.
We love that. And it's also a way, these self-care things and even rituals can become something that we also share with the spouse, right? Like I've always enjoyed doing my nails in a fun way, not usually like long fake nails, but like gel, things like that. And now it's something that I'm able to share with the hubby because he's always kind of struggled with ingrown toenails, and I did too when I was younger and did ballet, whatever. So I know how to treat them, I know how to cut them the specific straight across way you need to, right? So that they don't get ingrown and become incredibly painful, etc. So I do his nails for him. That's something I do for him to, it's like a love language, caring for him. Something that I do regularly. So, some other ways.
Right. So I think it's just when you're talking about self-care, I think that we all kind of agree is your intention a righteous one, or is it a selfish, greedy, sinful one, right? Like, is it about outward expression or vain internal impressions, or is it about you're just supposed to be clean, right? Like, I think that we all kind of agree. I think that we're all saying the same thing.
Well, I mean, I would argue that if you need to put the word self, in front of care, then it's for selfish reasons. Like, I mean, either you care or you don't.
Yeah. Well, and that's just it. Is if you have to put a label before anything, then it becomes an issue. Like we talked about.
That's just a method for justification.
Exactly.
It's nice to know, though, Razzie. I think you did tell everybody at the beginning that you like to get your nails done. That's good to know about you, man.
Well, that definitely wasn't me, but
It definitely wasn't me.
I mean, look, do what you want to do. I'm not here to judge.
So if I go,
Hey, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say this verywellmind.com, whatever that is. If we go by their definition and what they're saying, I don't think self-care is necessarily bad. It says different types of self-care focus on promoting physical, mental, and spiritual, and social and economical health, or emotional health, sorry. Using self-care strategies can boost happiness, reduce stress, and strengthen relationships. Again, this is just what they say.
Sure.
Self-care involves intentional actions to support your well-being. This includes activities designed to care for your physical, mental, and emotional health. Understanding the different types of self-care and what they can do help you create a balanced, sustainable approach to taking care of yourself. So, I mean, if it's based on that, I would say that in general it's not. But then when we get into the selfish part of it, like this
intentions.
No, see, I would even argue that definition is selfish. Like, I mean, if you really think that we live in this world and get no help from others, like, that's silly.
Right, but I don't think
I just had this thought too.
Necessarily excludes that.
Well, I'm sorry.
I just had this random thought. Like, I wonder if my Nana, she just passed a few months ago, but I wonder if my Nana, who was 87, I believe, when she passed, ever thought to herself, like, raising 7 kids between losing a husband and all this other stuff, like, I'm going to do this for self-care. You know what I mean? I don't know that she ever really had a thought like that cross her mind, to be quite honest.
Thrive.
Used to be. Right. I think that it's definitely
Can I ask for clarification?
It's a modern creation.
It seems like everything that self-care is just selfish. So where do you draw the line at just personal hygiene then? Is that self-care? Like, it seems like under Razzie's or MSM's, I can't remember who was talking, but, you know, whose definition, at what point is it just basic living standards and not selfish? Because I feel like it's such a gray area with that definition.
I would say it would be like stuff like that. Like, and I said earlier, it is kind of subjective, right? But I think it would be something like hygiene things, maybe even up to and including, pardon me, things slightly beyond quote unquote regular hygiene that don't negatively impact anyone else, basically. So don't become selfish and are not for like vain reasons. But I also think it's worth noting, like I said, it's a very modern invention, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, see, I would make it like more simple. And do MSM and I sound alike? Is that why you thought I said I like manis and petties?
But no, honestly, half the time I'm trying to figure out what you're doing, and then I'm not realizing who's talking.
Yeah, it's hard to tell who's talking sometimes. Go ahead.
Like,
what are your thoughts, Frodo? Do you have a line where you draw self-care?
Well, let me finish what I was saying real quick. Oh,
sorry, I didn't hear you. My bad.
Yeah, no, you good. But like, if you have to add the qualifier self in front of it, like, then it's not care. It's just your own, you know, and I really don't like, I don't jive with subjectivity, and I know that's a personal thing, but like, that gives you a subjective, like, reason, you know, or a justification to do things that would otherwise, you know, naturally seem selfish, but you're like, oh, I'm doing it for myself, so it's okay.
Oh, I was going to mention that earlier. I agree with you. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Finish your thought.
Oh no, I'm done. You're good.
So sorry
I
about
don't know
that.
who was trying to talk, earlier.
Leah. Oh yeah, I was just gonna say I agree. Basically, I don't have to prattle. Who was
Well,
gonna
I
speak?
actually have to push back. I think it's less of a qualifier and more of just an adjective to give a proper description, right? Like, feeding my children is caring for them. Feeding myself is self-care. I don't think eating a meal is selfish,
Are you
right? I think
still
it's just,
caring for your children when you feed them? Or are
but
you just caring for them?
Hey,
right. But if I say I'm self-caring by eating, that doesn't mean I'm therefore being selfish. It's just
Well,
pointing at
no,
who is receiving
you're
the care.
doing the bare minimum of what it takes, to survive yourself, through care.
Right. I'm just trying to find the line breaker in that, right? Caring or giving my children food is caring for them. Giving myself food is caring. How is that not self-caring?
You could call it self-caring, but that's just caring to live. I mean,
Well, that's what I'm
that's
saying.
not.
I think it's more of an adjective than a qualifier.
It
No,
is. They're just
no.
defining terms with the terms. It looks like because they list here as social self-care, spending time with people you love, volunteering, maintaining interpersonal relationships, and having healthy relationships.
Right.
Obviously,
People you
those are
love.
all good things and
No,
virtuous
it's
things you can
all
do.
things that are subjectively tied to what you view as positive. So it's
Sure.
selfish in nature.
Well, then, couldn't you say that about everything, considering that you're on a path to salvation?
Yes. That's what Jesus said.
Right. So giving your life up for others is selfish.
No. That's
Well,
the most selfless
that's the
act
way
you
to
can do.
salvation, right? The
It's
best
not a
sacrifice one.
natural it's 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 not a natural form of human to do that.
You don't think
to be
sacrifice is
selfish?
part of human nature?
Wait, did y'all both say that I was thinking about selfishness when I said that?
Yeah, we
No, I
thought.
was asking.
Oh,
Oh yeah, no, I was just saying that, like, the sacrificial part, like giving your body and soul for others, like
You're saying
that's
that's not
literally
natural?
no, yeah, that's not natural.
Okay,
I'd say it's
yeah,
part of
I
a
agree.
human's ontology to sacrifice.
Oh, I would disagree. I mean, we're in a fallen state, right? And we need salvation for exactly that reason, right? Because our nature has become fallen and therefore kind of grotesque.
I would agree with
Well,
that, but I also would say that the closer you dive into Christ and the closer you try and follow Christ, the more sacrificial you become in your nature.
Sure,
right. It's a part
sure, but
of your
that's not.
theosis is turning your will closer to God's will, right? Like,
Oh yeah,
so our
yeah.
nature may be broken, but it's not completely destroyed, right? So, like, there are aspects. Like, love is part of human ontology, I would say. But there's many people out there that don't love because of the fallen world. But I'd still classify as part of our ontology.
Perhaps
And I would say the same thing
sociability,
about
maybe. Yeah.
sacrifice, like whether it's for personal gain or outward gain, right? Sacrifice is to give something up in hopes of attaining something else, right?
Yes, I think there could be an argument made that all, like, quote unquote, self sacrifice, even charity, has some type of selfish motive at the end of the day. I mean, I've said many times myself, like, when I do charitable acts or give to charity, it makes me feel good, and so maybe it is selfish in some way, even if it's not something I'm sharing, so it's not because of praise, just doing it makes me feel good.
Right. Like, I would give it in this sense, like, I am willing to jump in front of a train for my kids, but I'm not sure if I would do that for someone dressed in a pointed hat saying something about a different type of person, right? Calling them a lesser person. So I still think that the sacrificing nature is part of the ontology, but I would say that our human desires are what stops it from reaching a full Christ-like sacrifice, right? Like, we put limits and go, I will sacrifice to this point, and it's usually for a personal reason.
What was the definition that somebody put up in chat just now? I didn't see what that said.
I just say, well, hello there.
So are they replacing the term individualism with self-care? Is that what that definition was saying that was up on the chat screen a second ago?
Right. That's what I was kind of getting at. Like, is it an individualistic being self-caring? I think that you can have self-caring and still want it for the better of society, right? Like, you don't want to smell like BO, but that's for everyone else. That's not really, you know.
Right.
No, we've lost someone.
Well, is that for everyone else, or is that because you don't want everyone else to look at you like you're a caveman?
Right. I think I don't know. It's not that fun of a topic. No offense, Proto Tater. It's good to talk about, but I think that we all kind of agree that there's a...
Yeah, we mostly agree. Yeah.
We all put our own line on it.
A lot of my topics we all agree on typically, so it's not out of the normal.
Like, people know when they're doing good things for the wrong reason, even though they claim, like, I did this for you.
Right, or like when
sure.
people
And
say they can't take their kids on holiday, but then can buy a $8 iced coffee every day for themselves, kind of thing.
Right. That part. Yeah. I do think people use it as a convenient excuse. That was the only point I was going to make a minute ago, is that particularly women, sorry ladies, it's the truth, can, use for whatever they want to take their time to do for themselves selfishly. All they have to do is tell their hubby, hey, it's self-care, and then that would guilt him into not being able to, or at least not wanting to, tell her no.
Real quick, hold on. Sorry, guys. Jay, you'd mentioned in the side chat your mic might not be working. You want to try, see if you can talk? I'm not sure why. So down, I think you might be on phone, maybe. Or computer, I'm not sure, but on the very bottom of the screen, and people on phone might be able to help me out with this, but I'm on computer, so I'm not sure. But on the bottom where your mic is, on the up button, there's a little up arrow on the side of it, and you can change your desktop or your mic and your headphones there. That might help you out. I'm not sure. I'll probably be going back to Discord after this one because I can only have 6 people on stage, which isn't very many. I thought you could have 10, but you have to pay for the subscription to have 10 on screen. So I'll probably go back to Discord after this one. What was that?
I said, what kind of BS is that?
Yeah, seriously though. So yeah, we'll just we'll play it by ear. If you can see if you can get that fixed, Jay. If not, maybe next week we'll have you back on or something. Definitely not very impressed with the free version, which it's free. What do we expect? I guess. But did we have? What was that? Sorry,
I said truly.
Truly, yeah. Did we want to continue on with that topic, or did we want to move on to a different topic? Considering,
did you pin that comment, or is that automatically thrown up there?
So with StreamYard, I can pin comments and banners, and I've set up all of the prompts as banners. And someone in the chat asked what the prompt was, and it reminded me that they're all banners. So I have them all as banners. Like, is it harder to make friends now that it's 20 years ago than 20 years ago? I've pinned that one now. We can move on to that one, or move on to any of them for that matter.
Or just
that way
first,
we can go ahead.
Before Trey Saylor had said something about, a kid accepting a free meal.
Mm-hmm.
If that was being selfish. And like, I would just like to differentiate, like, children aren't the closest to God. Like, they're pure. Like, if they're hungry, they can't go out and hunt or purchase or do anything. Like, it's not the same. when you talk about the, purity of children versus adults, who choose to spend their money on things they don't need and call it self-care, and then can't afford to feed their own children.
Yeah. So I don't think that it's selfish at all for a kid to need a free meal, for sure.
Yeah, no. Not in any way, brother.
And the original prompt is of individualism, or the emphasis of supreme autonomy over the collective good, has been rebranded as self-care. So what are the results on the individual and society at large?
So on
that goes to what I said. Go ahead.
Oh, no, you go. You were running a thought.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just saying that goes to what I said. I kind of was bringing up the fact that we're basically using this self-care idea as an excuse when we're just being selfish. So, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I just don't see how it's necessarily the supreme autonomy over the collective good, because it could have no effect on the collective good and still be seen as self-care, right? Like getting your nails done isn't affecting the collective good, but that still considered self-care, and that's still selfish in that aspect. So I feel like the topic is a little of a category error, I would say. Like you can have a supreme autonomy over the collective good and it not be self-care, and you can have the opposite, right? So I feel like
wait. How do you mean you could have supreme autonomy? Like, just explain what you just expound on what you just said.
How can you have supreme autonomy without worrying about the collective good?
Yeah.
Well, I guess like if you said that I am a pyromaniac and so I love burning things down, and you go and burn down a city, that's putting yourself over the collective good. But I wouldn't say that's self-care.
Oh yeah, no, I agree. That's why I was just making sure that I was hearing what I thought I was hearing.
Yeah, I know. I love when a prompt has a bunch of big words and then I try and fit them in, and I confuse myself halfway through too sometimes.
Well, I think we have a lot of examples of what happens when people shoot for a collective good in society.
Right, and that can be self-care in a way too, right? Like I guess you could say Stalin was self-caring his way through communism.
Right, and the Nazis were trying to do what they were doing for their collective good, right?
Yeah.
Right, so sometimes they go hand in hand.
I mean,
well, when their collective good, right? So they drew a line around themselves. They said, we're the collective, and we want what's good for us.
Right, but each society is their own collective in a way, Like their collective good might not be our collective good, and our collective good might not be theirs.
I ain't trying to get into all that stuff.
Yeah, like as Trump's war with Iran, self-care.
But yeah, no, I'm good on the self-care thing. I've said all I think or need to say on it.
Okay.
Or the individuality.
Sure.
Myself, I ain't speaking for no one else, of course.
Okay. Yeah, so Jay in the side chat real quick before she leaves, it says, I just wanted to say that she thinks the older generation did quote unquote self-care naturally by reading a good book in the evening or going for a walk to relax. The next generation worked themselves into the ground and forgot those simple things. And now we have a generation who has to have it defined for them. And we've become selfish to the pendulum that swung the wrong way, and we can we can do anything we want under the guise of self-care. So yeah, that is a good point too. Yeah, Jay, I'm sorry that we can't have you on the panel. I'm not sure. Definitely be probably going back to Discord. So anybody in the chat that's curious on what the difference is, I'm on StreamYard trying out the free version, and you can only have 6 people on the panel on the stage at a time. So if somebody wants to join, there's a spot open now. Jay, we'll definitely have you back if you're still watching. Like I said, probably next week we'll be going back to Discord because it's a free version, it's a free option, and so I'm broke as a joke. So anyway, we'll go back to the prompts here. So it sounds like we've probably moved past that prompt at this point in time, right?
I'd agree.
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay. So the next one down, is it harder to make friends now than it was 20 years ago?
I don't know, because I think it's definitely nuanced in the topic as well, in my opinion, because as a single father, I find it easier to make friends now than I probably would have 20 years ago.
How old's your child? Just out of curiosity, I have a 19 and a 15-year-old. That's
my sound's cut out. I'm gonna have to step out and come back. Sorry.
Oh, you're all right.
Fine. I would say watching them, it is much more difficult for them to make friends now.
Yeah.
Because the relationships are much less interpersonal than they were 20 years ago.
Well, and that's the thing, is you don't have the actual what the heck? Which one is you having maxed?
I'm sorry. I'm right here.
Yeah, there's two of you. Yeah. I'm not sure which one to remove. Okay,
I don't know.
The other one that's not talking.
That was my inner self.
That was weird. So yeah, I'll definitely be going back to Discord because I don't know this system at all, which is good. I mean, fine. But anyway, okay, so is it harder to make friends than 20 years ago? Wi-Fi, they don't call it the iPad generation for nothing. Yeah. Brandon says, I would say it's easier to make friends I actually like now as opposed to 20 years ago. That's fair.
Well, that part, right? I mean, because you can
It may be said that the quality of friendship may have improved, but the volume or the quantity has gone down.
Yeah.
Well, and plus you can find people more in a niche, if you will, right? Like I have lots of friends that do crafting and people that use their Cricuts to make vinyl stuff to craft, etc. Because I can find them via the internet, right? I have deaf friends I've met from all over the world.
Yeah.
Well,
you can't hear me?
What do we call? I heard you. I don't know if anyone else could.
Yeah, you're good.
But
like,
I feel like it's also really, really subjective, considering the fact that 20 years ago I was 9 years old. So, like, are we talking about me? Like, I have the intention of making friends, and so I go out looking for a friend? Because, you know, when you're thrown in a classroom with 20 other kids, you're kind of bound to make friends. But in our, you know, as an adult in society, it's either your coworkers, which is very similar now, or those that you meet in those hobby groups, right? So, like, even if you meet friends through Discord, you have to join a Discord that has some sort of perspective, right? So, like, conservatism or potatoes or something, right?
Right.
That's very true. I think it's maybe I could say it's easier to make more connected, niche-y friends, but that's only if you put the effort in. And if anything, you could be robbed of a quote-unquote real-world friend by holding up inside on the computer as well. You know, that comes down to, like, what's better or worse, making online friends you have more in common with, or quote-unquote real-life friends that you can see, you know, in the real world.
Right. Well, it's just like 20 years ago, I just had to know whether or not my friends liked playing freeze tag. Now I have to know whether or not they think Smortion is immoral or not. And so it's also a lot more volatile of an opinion that you have to kind of hold with other people too to be friends.
Oh, that's also a good point. Yeah, it's a good point that there's more political discourse, even religious discourse happening just between friends and family. Used to be, it's like you didn't talk about a few things at the dinner table, quote unquote, or in mixed company, and it was like politics, religion, and
Yeah, I was just camping with my father, who we've had the closest bond ever, but we got into a pretty heated discussion over the weekend sitting by a campfire because I ran him through the transcendental argument for God because he's an atheist. And so that's not normal campfire talk, right? So
Very nice, though. Very nice.
he didn't like it. He crashed out. Love him. He's a great man.
Oh, goodness.
But engineering and philosophy don't mix, right? I didn't have an equation for him.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Engineers are hard to convince of things.
Maybe he should watch a little Andrew, right?
Yeah, it was the morality argument is where we really got into it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's hard. It's really hard because, of course, a different argument is going to, kind of capture the heart and mind of different people. And sometimes it's really hard to kind of tell who's going which way. Like, you would think this argument would work on this person because, like you said, they're an engineer, for example. Like, okay, let's just try hard logic, etc. But the reality is sometimes, people surprise you.
Right. I thought I could start the argument off with, well, we started with evolution. And I just asked him, I said, okay, Mr. All Facts and Logic, show me where one animal changed categories to a different animal. And he's like, the scientist. And I'm like, that's an appeal to, and he's like, oh, well, this. And I'm like, that's Tu Quoque. And he's like, well, what about, and it's like, maybe I've watched too much of Andrew and stuff.
Yeah. That tag it's a special kind of argument, that's for sure. It's complicated and nuanced. There's that word everybody hates. Nuanced.
Tag, I feel like, is the most effective argument to receptive ears, right? I think that's where it comes from, and it's the most divisive against those that don't want to hear it.
That is so true. So true.
Hold on for just a second, Leia.
Sorry.
So you're good, guys. You're good. MSM Liar says he can't hear Leia.
What in the world is happening?
I'm joking.
Good for him. Lucky bastard. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I can hear.
Yeah, wait. Where do I get that setting?
Heavenward, I can hear.
Listen here.
Let me make sure I didn't mute. I can't even click on it.
I don't think
you can't hear me at all.
Anybody other than me, I don't think. But
should I come out and come back in? You want me to do that?
Yeah, try to go out and then come back in. And MSM might be the same. Did you hear her at first, MSM, or has it always been this way?
Yeah, it's just been the last couple minutes.
That's weird.
Okay, yeah, let me go. I'll go back in. I'll be back.
Yeah, come back in.
But I would say as a single father with younger children, they're not like in their teens or anything like that. They're, one's just about to start elementary school. And so I would have the ability to make a lot of friends in a natural kind of growth pattern when they all get into more of the sports and they get into their hobbies and stuff. And chances are I'd just be friends with other kids' parents, right? So it's more you have to have an intention to make friends these days. But I feel like it's easier if you have that intention.
Yeah, I know that they were talking about it in the chat, with the access of the internet, I can find more people. I have access to more people, but less interaction with people, right? We have less personability with them and such along those lines.
Yeah, that also touches into the whole introvert argument, right? And personally, I think that this is a bit of a hot thought, but I don't think introverts really exist, just people that haven't pushed themselves, right? Like, we all have our limits. I don't like skydiving, but when I go out exploring with my kids, I try and creep myself as close to the ledge as I can or something so I can kind of get over it. But, I feel like introverts are just people that haven't gotten confidence. I don't think that people naturally actually don't want to socialize.
Right.
My wife would disagree.
We'll bring her on here. I'll argue with her.
Right. Real quick. MSM, can you hear Leia yet? Talk, Leia.
Do it.
Yes.
Woo.
Yes.
Yes.
Awesome.
Okay.
Good deal.
I hear Leia.
We love
Yeah.
it.
If
sorry.
it doesn't work, turn it off and turn it back on again. Usually helps. Trust me.
Y'all can hear me,
All
right?
right.
No,
What was that?
she'll go and do things with me. She'll go to our baseball events and our banquets and stuff like that. But after
Hello?
about an hour and a half, she's
You're good. Havoc. Hold on.
she's done.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank
she's like, I need to go
You're good.
home.
Right, but that's not introverted. That's just lack of patience for people, probably, right? Like all these
Yeah, a
people
little bit,
around
yeah.
you are just dumb. I
Yeah,
bet she's
she has to gear herself up to go to these things though. She has to like calm herself down. She gets real anxious around a bunch of people.
But I guess that's also just extrovert superiority mindset, right? Where it's just like, well, as an extrovert, I don't see how someone could be an introvert because it just
And,
doesn't click in my head.
no, it doesn't in mine either. Like I'm out all the time. I'll talk to anybody.
I literally work by myself because I don't like people, but then I come on Discord at night. So it's like, some people would classify me as an introvert, some wouldn't.
That's fair.
I don't know if those two definitions are based on interpersonal relationships or, I don't know if they define those under the virtual situation we live in now.
Right. Yeah, I'm definitely I don't know what I would be considered anymore. I used to consider myself an introvert, a hobbit. I didn't like I still don't like people. But I get online and I find people, like yourselves and the people in the chat that are pretty actually cool people, and it gives me a little bit of faith back in humanity.
Aw,
Well,
we
that's
love you
exactly
too,
what I was getting
Tater.
at, right? Like, I'd consider myself extroverted, but I still don't have the gonads to turn my camera on for half the time.
It's actually fair. That is fair. I've mentioned before, I moved away, worked in the oil field, and during that time I had a friend that took me out to the clubs and parties and stuff, and it kind of broke me out of my shell, and I started to realize that I wanted to make an impact. And when I started my channel, I figured that the best way to make that impact and to make people feel like they can trust me the most, right, is to put my face out there and be willing to put myself on the line, essentially, to put these views out there and help people understand that anybody, even a potato, can sprout and grow a voice, a backbone of sorts, if you will.
Don't spud out.
Don't spot. Yeah, right. Welcome in, Trafalgar. I appreciate the engagement, man. Appreciate seeing you. If I'd get you laid, potato, if I still was my degenerate days. Wi-Fi, yeah, right. I don't know. If I were still in my degenerate days, I might be able to get laid a little bit easier if I wanted to, but I just don't have that in me anymore.
All right.
What
Normally,
was
Oh, ski.
that? Yeah, right. Anyway, sorry.
That's the worst thing for an extrovert, though, and I can attest to that, is having standards.
Right.
It's like you're your own worst enemy. Like, you want to find a wife, but I ain't gonna go on Tinder. I'm not going on any of these things, right? I'm not looking for degeneracy. I'm not gonna find her in Instagram.
and not one that you're going to want to be with, right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
So, like,
Yep. Well, Trey, you've been quiet. I don't know if you've spoke since you hit the panel, so let's at least make sure you can speak and we can hear you.
Yo, what up? Thanks for having me
Hey,
on.
good to see you. Good to see you.
It's the Trey dog.
Yo, what up, Havoc? And Leia, and Heaven, and Tater. We're all a bunch of
Hello.
potatoes.
Right. And MSM just joined back up. Good
What
to have you back up. I was like, where'd you go?
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
That's all right. It happens.
Baby,
All
come
right.
back.
Baby, come back. All right. So we're still on. Is it harder to make friends now than 20 years ago? And who is to blame for it either way? So we've kind of talked about the first half of it. Is there anybody that wants to talk about the last half?
Well, I don't
Well,
think
I was 13, so I can't really say much about it personally.
I don't think the lack of interpersonal relationships is not by design.
No.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's intent behind that to separate us and keep us apart from one another.
Yeah, I mean, and personally, I would say it started with the family, like separating the family.
Maybe now have
Like, oh, you've got to, go be this independent being away from your entire family in a strange place after being raised by strangers your entire young life in public schools. Like, I think all of that is by design.
Yeah.
For sure. United
Well, I
we
mean,
stand,
we know
divided we
that,
fall.
right? 100%. And we know the Rockefellers have written extensively about their beginning of the national
I missed. I'm sorry, I had some internet. So,
Department of
what did you say
Education.
was by design? Do you mind giving me a quick paraphrase of that?
He was saying separating us, like things like destroying the nuclear family. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he means, and also putting us through public school to indoctrinate and separate us from our family for longer, so that we're not as close with them, etc.
Yep, that's spot on.
And the Rockefellers talked about this before they created the Department of Education. They wanted to make workers, soldiers, right? So that's exactly why they did it.
Yeah. MSM, are you having issues or?
Yeah, it's just the audio keeps cutting on me. I leave and I come back and it works again. So
yeah, we might have to
So
take it back
weird.
to the Discord even on this one. This is wild because there's somebody in the chat. Joe Lisa 305 says, "Where's the link to join?" You'd have to join my Discord. Would be the best place to find the link. Anybody is welcome to join. On StreamYard, I can only have 6 people on stage at a time. So if you would like to join, and you don't have Discord, shout it out in the chat. We'll see what we can do from there. But as far as the question at hand, you said what was by design, right? Is that what the question at hand was?
Yes, I was just curious what he was saying was by design. That's where I lost out.
You're good.
Leia explained it perfectly.
I listen sometimes. See, look at me go.
Fair. MSM, you have to leave and come back again. Who went quiet on you?
nobody yet. I don't think. I don't see anybody talking right now.
Okay. All right. I'm trying to keep an eye on all the chats. This is definitely not as easy as I thought it might be.
StreamYard seems like a pain in the butt.
Do you want us to just go, Tater, into the Tater Talks in Discord? Would you like us to just go ahead and move there?
It might be a good idea. I can then share the screen, and we can just keep the stream running, and I'll just join you from basically on there. I think it'll work that fine. We'll try that out this time. Good. So again, if anybody wants to join, you're welcome to. Jolisa, I appreciate the subscription. That's much appreciated. So what it is it's an app that you can download on your phone or on a computer, and it'll allow you to. Discord is a social media app, and it has a bunch of different things, and you don't have to do anything on it if you don't want to, other than maybe join my Discord to join the panels and things like that, or we'll see what happens. But anyway, so if you guys want to go to the Discord and into the Tater Talks panel room, we'll see if I can work that out here. But I'll go ahead and remove everybody from the room just so you guys know it's not personal. All right, so let me see here. Screen share. Okay. We'll see. We'll see if this will work. I'm not sure exactly how it'll work yet. Let's see. What's that now? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not sure. And then if anybody in the chat would tell me if you can hear them on the stream, I would much appreciate that. So while I'm waiting for somebody to let me know that we can hear them, I'll try to tell Heaven Max to talk. So somebody go ahead and talk for the people on in the chat. Okay, they're saying no audio, so I'm not sure. And then still no audio in the chat. Let me see. I'm trying to think of how to add in StreamYard so you don't have to. We don't have to restart the stream. Man, this is concerning. How to add audio. Interesting, Jolisa. I'm not sure what that's about. Okay, so let's see. Dang, this is irritating. Let me see if I can Google it real fast. Sorry, guys. Don't mean to. Let's see. Upload. That's not what I want. Yeah, but Beatrix is like, what are we doing? Yeah, that's the thing is I'm not sure exactly what I'm doing yet, Beatrix. I'm trying to figure out how to add the sound that's coming from Discord into StreamYard, because that's not typically what I normally do. And the video that I thought was going to give me the information is not going to work. Let's see. I mean, it's got to be pretty easy considering people stream their games all the time from StreamYard. Yeah. So go ahead. Go ahead. You're good. Oh, really? Audio and okay, so I did a screen share, and so yeah, it's on the stage. Yeah. Sure. Let's see. Trafalgar says share the Discord application rather than the entire screen. Ensure the share audio toggle is enabled. I appreciate that, Trafalgar. Let me see if let's see rather than share your. Okay, so that's what I tried to do. Let me I just dropped you guys out of the stream, so let me see if I can screen share just the application this time. Yeah, it doesn't give me the option of just Discord. Chrome tab. It only gives me Chrome tabs. Yes, it's share tab audio too. Oh, I see. Okay. I see where it is. Okay, let me try this. Let me try this again. Try talking now. You guys on the panel.
Boop, boop.
Hello, 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 hello.
All right, and
Boop,
then
boop.
in the chat, do you guys hear them this time? And then while you guys are doing that, go ahead and just start talking amongst yourself about anything you want.
I said you got it.
You got it, man. Let's see.
You got it.
Boom, you got it. Trafalgar says. So hopefully that works. See, I just posted the Discord link myself, Jolisa. So you should be able to hop into the Discord, and then what we're probably going to have to do is somebody will have to shoot you up into the Discord room that it is. Okay, Dave's in the vetting room. Thank you very much, Dave, if you're hearing me. Can't tell you how much I appreciate you being there. So Jolisa, if you would like to join, just click on this link that I've posted in the chat, and that will take you into my Discord. Once you get to the Discord, find the Tater Talks vetting room. And once you get there, Dave, one of my mods, Dave Alyssa, he'll be able to explain how to get here. You, sir. How long have I been muted? That was weird. Did it just mute me? Is that what happened? Because I heard. Yeah. So you guys can hear me. My Discord mute never happened, but my StreamYard mute happened. Okay, yeah, we'll definitely be going back to the same old that I had going, because it seemed to actually be pretty good now that we've been dealing with this crap. Okay, so yeah, Jolisa, you just joined the Discord. I appreciate you joining. Now just get over to the vetting room, and then Dave will be able to help you out from there. And I'll actually, let me see. There he goes. I think you guys can be heard. The panel can be heard in the chat, right? You guys hear that, all that panel noise now? Noise. You guys are just noise. Jolisa, I'm really sorry. I know that this is a little confusing as someone that's probably never dealt with Discord before. Let me see if I can help get you to the room that you need to go to. I know that it's probably not going to make a whole lot of sense, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to tag you into the room that you need to be in. And when you get there, of course, I hit the wrong tag. When you get there, Dave should be able to help you understand it a little bit better. Hopefully that helps you out. It should give you a little bit more of an alert on Discord to tell you which room is best for you. Again, for you not knowing what to do, for you to be willing to join is impressive. Thank you very much for the effort. Hopefully we can get you there. Hey, Pharmacat, welcome in. I appreciate the engagement. Good to see you. Trying something new out, and it's been interesting. So I appreciate the engagement from anybody I can get from you. Okay, so what was that? Somebody just started talking. Yeah, Yeah, that's actually very true. So Jolisa, when you get into my Discord is fairly extensive too. It's not just a normal Discord. You actually have to scroll down a ways to what's known as the Tater Talks vetting room, and there should be a little box that says like number 1 or something like that, letting you know that you have a specific message in there. Hopefully that helps you out. I didn't realize that Discord was that hard to understand, which might explain why we don't get new people into the panels as often as I would like to. But at the same time, the issues we just had with StreamYard was definitely not impressive. So, all right. So we'll go ahead and get back to the discussion. Was there anybody that wanted to take it away? Take it away. No? That's fair. You still can't hear them at all? Thanks for the info. Thanks for the info, guys. You did it first. I do hear you, but not them. You did it first, but not now. What the heck? Yeah, Beatrix, everybody's talking, unfortunately. Give me just a second, guys. Hold on, guys. Yeah. So but no, I can't hear them. Very faint, possibly. Did that help at all? I turned them all up, but I don't think it helped. Oop.
About you, they may not know much about your personal life, but they may just be knowledgeable about who you are as a character, right?
Well, if that's the case, if you're playing a character, like you're not being yourself. So you can't even call that a friend, much less an acquaintance.
Well,
because if you're playing a
character, not playing a character. So like, oh, this person's generous. They always check in on me every day and ask, how are you doing and stuff, right? Like you could classify that as a friend. They may not know that they have 3 kids and a wife, right?
Well, no, I'd agree with that. Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying, right? Like it's not a level of personal knowledge of the person. It's just a distinction of the relationship of trust, I would guess, is where the line breaker is, right? Is how much you trust someone is whether or not they can be a friend.
Well, how much can you trust someone without giving them personal information?
Well, then it comes into intention, right? Are you intentionally not telling them, or is it just not coming up in conversation?
Well, I mean, like either way, if one's not asking, they have no intention of knowing or caring, or anything. And if one's not telling, they have no intention of, trusting the other one with that information.
Welcome in, Jolie.
Like that's where, like, you asked where the line comes in. Like that's just where I think personally is, like, if you decide, not to tell somebody something personal, even though they ask.
Dang it, Beatrix. I'm
like,
sorry.
that's not a friend.
Hope you're still listening, at least.
Like, if somebody asks you something personal and you view them as a friend, you're gonna tell them the truth.
So that just comes back to like a level of trust then, right? Like that would be it, is how much can you trust that person with that intimate knowledge? Because when it comes online, you're afraid of being doxxed, right? Or something like that.
Oh, no, not necessarily. Like, I mean,
hey y'all, I got through.
Yay. Welcome in.
Yeah.
I'm joking.
Welcome, Joe Lisa.
How are you? Can you talk?
Hello?
Hello? Lisa? Can you hear us?
You still there?
Before I lose my train of thought, what I was saying was that, like, because you brought up intention and trust, both. And I think it's, a balance of each. I mean, if your intention, is to extract something from your acquaintance by learning personal stuff from them just so you can get benefits, you're not a friend.
Sure.
I guess
That's true, but I would call that outside the scope of the prompt a little bit.
Chickens? There's not too many chickens.
Maybe.
No such thing.
Because if your intent isn't to tell them the truth, you're not looking for a friend to begin with.
Well, it can be
that's my
you can be friends with someone that's not your friend, right? Like you can say, "Oh, this person's my friend," while they're still conspiring against you, and you just be unknowing of it. You would still classify them as your friend, even though
you don't. It would just be not true. It would just be false.
So would the definition of a friend then be a reciprocal agreement of trust?
Yes.
Right. So then the other person can't have that negative intention to be classified.
Right. Right.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. If there's, and it kind of goes back to the self-care thing. Like if you're doing things, for selfish purposes, but involving others, as if they're benefiting too, but it's really all about you, like, you're in the wrong. Like, even if you call it self-care or, whatever you want to call it.
I'd agree with that. I do want to hear a female's position because I feel like their definition of friends and friend group was a lot different.
You think I'm not a female?
I would agree.
You got a pretty voice for a female, Havoc.
I think that like people that were like grow up with like lesser siblings, they consider a lot of people their friends. So I honestly, like, I grew up like it's just me and my sister. So I can't speak for other people, but like how I grew up, it's just me and my sister. It's different than people that grew up with a lot of siblings. I don't consider a lot of people my friends, and I don't like to call a lot of people my friends because to be called my friend means I trust you. It means that I love you. It means a lot of things. So people that grew up differently than me, they might see it differently. So I just think that holds an actual title if I call you my friend. So it might be different for other people. I don't know how it is for you guys.
I agree 100% with you. Like, words mean things. Like, friends means friends. Acquaintance means acquaintance.
I would consider a friend somebody that if I was having a situation that I couldn't resolve myself, I could call them and trust them enough to
Exactly.
tell them the situation and respect their opinion on what that
Yeah,
situation may
but
be.
you trust that person, right?
For sure.
Yeah,
What
there's
about
very
children? And I'm one of them, but I'd say my best friend is probably my oldest son, just because
Okay.
he's a mini me, and he doesn't understand anything I'm saying, so I'll tell him anything, right? Like I could say anything, and he's just like, "Yeah, Dad."
That's
right?
funny.
So
Yeah, I do the same thing.
Yeah, that's amazing. Like he said, like that's his son, but that's different than like a stranger and you're just calling them your friend. A lot of people lose the concepts of the word friend, because if I'm calling you my friend, that means I trust you. That means that you can come into my home. You can watch. I don't have any children, but like you can watch my niece or my nephew. So if I'm calling you my
You
friend,
mean my mother and father? Like,
exactly.
there's some reliance there on the other person when they're your friend, I believe.
yeah, no, it's vulnerability. Like, I mean, like, friend is such a completely different thing, than an acquaintance. Like, it's an entirely different level.
Oh yeah.
Right. And I would say the number of people I would call a true friend is probably less than 10. Easily less than 10.
Yep.
And that's fine.
I would say less than 5, honestly.
Yeah, I'm close to that number as well.
If most people say they got all these friends, I'm in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, no, you've got a lot of acquaintances,
But the Facebook culture and the social media culture kind of watered that definition down, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
They have.
Oh yeah.
So whether or not we're making more of them or less of them right now, I don't really know. I don't think it's that dramatic of a difference.
Yeah, I'm the same way, Trafalgar.
And to who we could say our true friends
seriously, most.
Wait, can you repeat that for me? I'm sorry.
So I don't think that the original prompt was, is it harder now or easier now to make friends than it was 20 years ago? I don't necessarily think it's easier or harder, or that we are getting more or less volume of them.
Barn. Yeah,
we're just changing the definition a little bit to suit the social media situation. Like, I don't think I'd make more friends now if there wasn't social media than I already had.
I would argue that like most of these things have been, pushed into us, as a society, like specifically Americans, white and black Americans alike, to just avoid, compassion, and consideration for one another, just on a surface level, like how
general friendliness,
in TV,
I definitely agree.
and all that.
That's good, Beatrix. Good to have
my mom is black. My stepdad, he's the guy that raised me. He's white as hell. So I mean, he raised me a different way than a black woman would raise me. So I just feel like, I don't know, it's just very different, and it's very like open, which is good. That could be a thing too, because like I can go into different like, let's say like I go to an interview, like I can like speak my mind. That could be a bad thing or good. Either they like your personality or they don't. So
right.
Hey, Jalissa, I'm sorry. This is a weird tangent.
I'm sorry to even like, it's Yolissa. It's the Y.
Oh,
thank
you for letting us know.
That actually adds to it. So I knew someone that spelled their name very similar to you, except it was Joe Lisa. So it was Joelisa. But her dad's name was Joe, and her mom's name was Lisa.
No. My mom's name is Carmelia, and my dad's name is Tony.
Okay, sorry. I know it's such a tangent, but
that is hilarious. That's actually hilarious.
Hey, is Tony his nickname?
No. Oh, actually, yeah. His actual name is like
Anthony.
No, it's like damn it, what the hell is his? actual name. It's like because we've been calling him Tony like forever. It's Tony. He actually has a actual name. We call him Tony. He's from Cuba. I'm sorry, Tony. What the hell is his name?
Well, I was just wondering because
April. April.
What?
I'm here real quick. No.
I thought you were saying his name was April.
I was so confused. Yes.
I was like, how do you get Tony from April? I was about to say, my name is Anthony.
Antonio.
No, my sister. Oh, yes, his name is Antonio Mincy. Oh my God, his name is Antonio.
Anthony makes more sense for April. Whoever said that.
That's funny.
You good? You good? I'm on the panel.
So it's Anthony with seasoning on it.
His name is it's not Anthony. It's Antonio.
But that's Anthony with seasoning on it, as he would say.
His name is Antonio Mincy. He's from the Cuba, the island of Cuba. So I'm Cuban and black. So
nice.
Yeah.
So he's white Cuban? Spices that make me sweat.
No, he's not white Cuban. He's like one of the originals.
Where in the South are you from?
Well, he's not white. He's very tan.
Very tan, but still Caucasian.
And you know what's crazy? He's so happy what this administration is doing, and he's so happy that they're going after the demonstration with Cuba.
I mean, 99% of males are.
Right.
I believe that I said, Dad, are you like proud of America? It's like I have never been proud of America until today. And so he's so very happy.
Well, hell, he ain't been American until today, apparently.
Well, he's been over here, but he got sent back during this administration.
Womp womp.
But he's still okay with it.
Oh yeah.
No,
So
he knows.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
So did he take the path where you get sent back, but you get like bumped up in the line of people trying to get what's it called, amnesty in essence?
No, the reason why he got sent back because he was selling drugs, and I told him that you can't do that. So yeah. America isn't like Cuba, and yeah, we have different rules.
I was gonna say when you said selling drugs, I was like, "That's a Cuban."
Oh my God! Oh my goodness!
That's funny.
And
I had to tell him he couldn't do that here.
And I don't feel bad for him because he doesn't live like a lot of Cuban. You know, a lot of Cubans. I visited him a bunch of times. They don't have a lot of electricity. He doesn't live like that, so I don't feel bad for him. So you go back to Cuba like that and learn better.
Right.
I mean, their lack of electricity ain't got shit to do with us.
That is absolutely based.
No. I don't say it has anything to do with specifically America, but it does.
Change
have
your profile picture back, did you, Farmer Cat?
So, being someone,
the leader of the country that's lacking it.
Not gonna lie.
Yes.
I just want to know, like, how do you feel about the whole Che Guevara thing? I can never pronounce his name, but he's held up here by a lot of people as some hero. Yeah, I see him as some horrible like warmonger that caused the fall of Cuba. You know.
I don't think he caused the fall of Cuba. The fall of Cuba happened about 50 years ago, before you were even born. I believe it happened in the 50s. So I think
you know how old I am.
You're not 80 years old, are you?
In dog years.
Okay.
73 and 4 quarters.
So like I was saying, unless you guys are 80 years old, you weren't there for that time. I wasn't there, so I can't even speak on that. So I just want you guys to know, like, there was a time in Cuba where they were flourishing, and then it happened to go bad. So yeah.
Any other men out there smoke cigars or anything?
Oh, I do.
I love these cigars.
Can we all agree that Cuban cigars are just a fad because they're illegal? There's actually nothing.
No.
About them.
No. You can say they really have the best cigars.
Thank you. That's sweet of you.
I could, but I'm honest.
You guys say that we have the best cigars. You have to be honest. What do you mean, be honest?
I'm just saying, I've had some brands that were not, almost every cigar. Oh, hang on. I don't know if the FBI is watching. I've never had a Cuban cigar, but if I had, I would say that I've had better ones.
Oh, no. You guys are going to get whooped up in Florida.
Hey, take it easy. Take it easy. Don't be threatening violence.
No, where are you from? You can't be from Florida. You talking mess about Cuban cigars.
No, I'm not from Florida.
Oh, that explains a lot.
Fair, yeah. Fair.
Yeah, he's from hang on.
He's about to say my home address.
No,
yeah, please don't. Please don't.
No, he's from Idaho.
Oh,
Idaho? No, Idaho.
You don't call me though.
I don't. You know what? I love Idaho. I met the sweetest people from Idaho. I never met a guy from Idaho, but I've always met like women from Idaho.
Nice.
Well, now you've met one.
No, that's so funny because I've been to Idaho, but
they always tell me like I survived like a tornado. I'm like, what the hell? I've never been in a tornado. That's so crazy.
Yeah, I've never been in a tornado either. That would be wild.
Oh, they're nasty.
I've been in a tornado and an earthquake, and I would say earthquakes are way scarier.
Oh my!
I did a search and rescue after the Kentucky tornado a few years ago. It was nasty.
Hey, what was the?
I've been in an earthquake.
What was the prompt again?
I was just about to ask. Are we still on the prompt? It says,
do dinosaurs exist?
I think we're still
do
on
dinosaurs
this one,
exist?
But it says, is it harder to make friends now than 20 years ago? And if so, who's to blame for it either way, I guess?
I would just say, yes, it is harder to make genuine, actual friends today.
Yeah.
I will say that too.
I have to fall on that side as well.
I would say absolutely not because you know what? Back in the day,
Victor, Idaho,
I don't know how old you guys are. You have to be older than me. I'm in my 20s, so
I'm 50.
Okay, so I'm 20.
Yeah, dang.
I'm 28 years. I'm 28 years old, so you have to be older than me. So back in the day, when I used to approach people, or not even just because I never approached people, they approached me. So I just used to, like speak to people and whatever. And they would say like, "Hey," at the end, "Oh, give me your number." I say, "Okay, let's exchange numbers." So nowadays, they don't even say let's exchange numbers. They say, "Can I get your Instagram or your Snapchat?" And I was like, I don't have a Snapchat. What the hell? So,
but what does that got to do with friendship?
As someone that's 29, all my friends were pen pals when I was a kid. We didn't even use the phone.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah, write some letters, pass notes, things like that. Yeah, I didn't really call
buddy.
Yeah, it was all interpersonal when I was growing up.
So I'm the weird one that doesn't use the phone. Okay.
I'm 29, by the way. You haven't earned the right to say back in the day. I haven't.
I'm 29.
Back in the day, back when I was a youngin'.
How do you find the weirdest places
yesterday?
In this state that I've never heard of?
Oh my God, I'm still a youngin'. I get it, but I'm saying, when I say back in the day, I mean there's some people that are in their 50s, 40s, whatever. So back in the day, I'm just resonating with those people.
Yeah, that's the problem, Chaos. I'm having an issue with that a little bit. We'll see how I can figure it out here. All right, so real quick, so we've kind of discussed the harder to make friends in 20 years ago. So who's to blame for it?
It's so hard.
Yeah. So who do we say would be to blame for that? Who? What? I guess.
I blame Joe Biden. I'm just kidding.
And remember,
I blame the internet.
Try to keep it one mic at a time so the chat can hear everybody as they talk, just so you know. Hey, Miss K, good to see you. Appreciate the engagement. But yeah, anyway, go ahead, continue.
Hi, Miss K. Welcome.
So I wouldn't say any specific person's to blame. I would say the advancements of technology is to blame, and I would say that's more of like we as a society approved of it, right? So when people are like, "How come you used to be able to go to the store and do this?" or "How come you used to be able to do these things?" and it's like, well, because you Amazon it now. Because of that technology, those places are gone. Like making friends in arcade halls, right? That's not a thing anymore because you just sign in online.
I'll look into that.
I don't think that's volunteered for.
No. But he has a point because I ordered. Guess what I did? I ordered a car service about last weekend. I said I'm gonna go to a concert.
I might help out
with my mother to go to this concert.
Thank you.
It was a robot that picked me up. I didn't have a driver. There was no person in the car.
It was like an Uber or something?
Positive to that. At least it didn't smell like curry.
No, it was called like Waymo or something.
Yeah, Waymo is a big automated car service.
But it was cheaper.
Oh, they do the downtown areas?
Yeah, I was in Atlanta.
So picking up the headphones, are you getting a feedback?
Yeah, I do those around Cincinnati, automated drop-offs. They do like bar nights and stuff.
But I was kind of like nervous because I said, okay, I'm not going to be like, in traffic. I will hope not. But we were in traffic and he was swerving around. And I called my mom. I said, Mom, I think I'm going to get out the car. This is like a Waymo. This is not like an actual driver. And she's like,
driving me.
My mom told me to get out the damn car. I said, no, I'm going to wait it out.
Why are we in Nevada?
Well, damn, can't nobody tell you shit, huh?
But
I got also point out that you never met the driver of a subway, so some things don't change, right? Like the subway in New York, but people are glued to their phone.
Never been on a subway in New York.
However, a subway in New York can't take you somewhere you don't want to go. You know you're going to go down the tracks.
Yeah, true.
For about 2 seconds, I was scared out of my mind.
Like when they decide to take that robot and program it to pick up whoever it can and take them to the specific site somewhere, that'll be weird.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it's like you see people out there geoguessing, what's his name, Rainbow or whatever, and it's like he sees a picture of a cloud and he knows exactly where it is. Like there's people out there that have the intelligence that they could just hack into those Waymos and just be like, I'm going to send you to Canada just for the lulz, and you would. Right. I'm walking if I see a robot. I'm sorry.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
if Tropicar it had switched over my mic somehow. I appreciate you guys pointing it out.
Scary as a sense, like, oh my god, I don't want.
Farmer Cat, I appreciate you letting me know that. I tried turning them down, so hopefully that helps out a little bit.
I want a human being like driving me around. I don't want a robot.
You're only 42.
I got a way to wrap this back to the prompt. So when they're talking about these AI humanoid robots, could one of those, if you owned it, you shared all your personal information with it and everything, could that be classified as a friend?
I would never classify a robot as a friend personally, but I'm also older.
Appreciate you, buddy.
So.
Well, I wouldn't either, but that's why I was like,
You talking about a damn dirty clanker?
A dirty clanker.
Are you telling this robot your information? It would be a different story.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, that's what people out there already have like AI girlfriends, don't they? And so they consider something that's a robot that's actually like a lover, right? So
are you telling them like your whole information and everything?
I wouldn't believe for a
I've never
second
done
there
it,
would be
but I'm
hidden
assuming.
cameras and stuff on them things.
Well, if they've made it their personal girlfriend, then I'm sure they've gotten pretty close to it.
Yeah, I'm sure it's filled with cameras and surveillance.
So let me tell you this: if I were to have like a robot boyfriend, just sitting on my couch, I wouldn't tell him like, oh, like God forbid I'm diabetic. At this time, I have to prick my finger. Do you mind like coming up to me and pricking my finger for me? I wouldn't let him know that, because what if he's steals my fucking prick finger thing. I don't know. And I'm going the internet. I don't know this. I mean, I'm just saying, like, an internet robot doesn't know this.
Well, y'all can keep y'all's robot boyfriends in a drawer.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. So
Well, y'all can tuck yours away in a sock drawer.
So let's try to keep it on.
I thought that was a dog toy.
On some kind of topic here. So let's see. So we're kind of gotten off that topic. Does anybody have anything on the who's to blame for people being harder to find friends?
I think it's the Overton window. I'd say that's to blame, right? With technology.
That's fair.
I would say the subverters, people who want to come into countries and subvert, the actual will of the country.
Fair. Yeah. Trey, you've been quiet for a little while. Do you have anything to put in?
Yeah, I originally said it was easier to make friends because we have the capability to kind of like what you have created here. You created a place where we can become acquaintances and potentially some of us will become friends. That's the same thing with like Facebook. I know everyone starts out as acquaintances. Not everyone starts out as a friend. You can be friendly towards acquaintances without being friends.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Let me see. Oh my God, is that my
Just went mute.
Why am I a potato?
Why are you a potato? Because we're all potatoes. That's my
everyone's a potato. We're all French fries, a bag of tater tots.
Yeah, what kind of potato are you?
I don't know. Can I change my profile picture?
I'm a mashed potato internally.
I'm
not
a sweet
sure
potato.
what you're referring to because you're the what's known as the Discord profile picture.
I just noticed I was a fucking potato. That's crazy. You have Liga is looking all cute, and I have a fucking potato.
Liga.
Leah.
¿Cómo estamos, Liga?
Anyway, so
you speak español? Hola, Liga.
Por supuesto.
Hola, she's beautiful. Hola, beautiful.
She's
it's okay. You can say it with a hard R.
She's eating right now, so she's a little busy. There's a side chat. There is a side chat that you can talk with people, and so she's in the side chat. I know that you're new to Discord, so just try to remember to give each other space to talk when one person comes onto the mic. Let them speak so that the audience can hear them all.
I'm sorry.
You're all right. You're all right. You're all right. Discord is notorious for cutting the mic from other people as one person comes in.
Can I ask you, how do I change my picture?
So are you on phone or on computer?
I'm on a computer.
So down at the bottom, there should be a little profile picture.
Profile picture.
So at the very bottom right, you'll see that little picture that you're saying is a potato, and you'll be able to click on that, and that brings you into your
What
profile.
does it say? Like view verification code? Like what does it say?
I'm not real sure. Not real sure where you're at there. It's on the very, very bottom right is where it should be for you. It should just
my God, I was clicking on the wrong person.
I do have a question for MSM though, because he's pointed out that he's 50 or in his 50s. I'll say that. That's nicer. So you saw the birth of email then. Would you say that it was the lack of adaptation caused the ruining of friendships? Like people that were able to adapt to the computer and email kept their friends, and then those that didn't kind of got left in the dust?
No. I would say that everybody that was friends before email and genuinely friends are likely still friends today. Most of the people I would count as my friends, I was friends with before the internet.
So that actually goes against my thought on technology. So is it just how people make their friends then these days? Do you think it was because you had a good foundation with your friends before or common value?
More a good foundation. Common aspirations, maybe. Most of us were musicians. We played in bands together. We gave that up many years ago, but we still talk and we still communicate. We still hang out. We still go do things together. I would say that since the invention of internet, and I've been on here a lot. I ran like 75 Telegram rooms at one point in time. I had people in all 50 states. I had 50 state groups set up. This was to counter all the COVID crap that was going on, and probably 10 to 20,000 people in all of my rooms. And I did make friends with, I would say 2 or 3 of them are close still, and I still talk to outside of those groups that we initially created. So.
Right. And I also feel like people put too much into personal opinions versus what someone's maybe ethics or moral foundation is, right? Like, me and my father, we disagree on even the belief in God, right? But at the same time, we had a heated conversation, but we had a wonderful weekend. The very next day we were back at it because we had the same values, family first and
right.
So I feel like people are like, well, if you don't like Donald Trump, then I hate you. And it's like, well, why? Why put eggs in that basket like that?
And I've been fortunate enough to where, for the most part, I will say not all, but most of my friends that I developed at a younger age, I did not see eye to eye with at all politically for a very long time. Like to the point where my nickname was conspiracy theorist. So.
Right, like I remember for 20 years you could be a fan of Alex Jones, and then now all of a sudden you got to be some insane person that nobody can be friends with,
Right, and it's been, I don't want to say it's been rewarding but it's been vindicating for them to come around lately and be like, dude, you're like right about a lot of that stuff, man. I don't hold anything against them for not believing what I thought was going on at the time or what might still be going on, but we were able to overcome that. Right, sorry. I was for 25 plus years. So
I see your sneaky strategy though. Play the long game so that you can tell them I told you so in the end, right?
Right, yeah. Which I've never done, but we both,
in your head you definitely have at least once. Come on now.
Oh yeah, I thought it, but I would never, because of my personality, I would never.
I do, unfortunately, Beatrix, because I own a business, so I have to.
Probably coaching and playing baseball.
Otherwise, I wouldn't. I hate email.
Fail a lot, so you kind of have to get over yourself to play it. And I have to teach that to the kids, so I try and lead by example. So I would never bring up something like that to any of them.
Well, and that just goes more into it, right? Like. Part of being a friend is saying, I know I disagree with someone on this. I know I might not change their mind or something, or it's just going to sow, discord in a negative way. And so I'm going to leave that alone.
Right.
But, a lot of people say it's the line between like cringe and disrespect seems to be non-existent anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yep. All right. So are we moved past that prompt? Are we ready to move on to the next prompt then?
Sounds good to me.
Go for it, Tater.
Okay. So the next one that I've got in line, are people actually more sensitive, or are we performative about our sensitivity? Does anybody want to take that?
I would like to ask somebody to define sensitivity.
Exactly. I was going to say the same thing.
Okay.
Well, I would personally say like receiving offense, when the offense is attended, like taking facts as offense.
Or how about even not taking offense even when offense is meant? Like, who cares?
Right. It's fair.
I feel like that's a category error, though, right? Like offense and sensitivity are two different things, right? Like you can see someone struggling and have compassion for them, and you could have someone struggling and go, "Well, fuck them, it's not me," right? So I feel like that's a sign of sensitivity where it's not also a sign of weakness, right?
Oh my God, I can't even change my profile picture. Expressing stuff with yeah, I'm trying to change my flavor.
We'll figure that out later. Just let me know in the Discord after the stream, and we'll get you figured out.
No, it's not even letting me like change my profile picture, so it's cool.
You're all right. We'll get it figured out.
I'm a bad bitch, so I just want my face to be seen.
Fair enough.
That's
so
self-care.
So sensitivity. When you look, right? When you look it up, the sensitivity definition says referring to a person.
I don't have to look up nothing. I'm a bad bitch. It's a bad bitch in the building. Oh my god, you're charging your email too fast. What does that mean?
Sweetheart, do you think you're muted? You're not muted.
Yeah, remember.
No. I don't think I'm muted.
Remember, we all want to have a turn on the mic here. So sensitivity is a person's or system's ability to perceive, process, or react to internal or external stimuli. Right?
Oh, you know what? I can use my old email. Let me use that. Okay.
Remember,
girl, respectfully, you have got to let Tater speak.
Yeah. Remember, we're trying to have a panel.
I do let him speak.
So we can help you get that figured out later, but right now we're trying to have a discussion here. So hey, Marcelary, welcome in. Good to see you. This is a new person on the panel. Good to see you. All right, so back to the discussion at hand. So sensitivity being a person or a system's ability to perceive, process, or react to internal or external stimuli is what sensitivity is. So have we become more sensitive in this day and age, or are we just performative?
I didn't catch the last part of what that definition was, Tater.
You're good. So a person's so remember, Yolisa, we need to be able to just have one person on this mic at a time. If I have to, I will mute you or something so we can get on with our show here. A person's or a system's ability to perceive or process or react to internal or external stimuli. Catch that one that time. I think
so. They're talking general sensitivity, not sensitivity, emotional sensitivity, or sensitivity to like that's just talking about reacting to heat or cold as well.
Oh my god!
Right.
Well, that would fall underneath it was a very broad. Are people sensitive? So I would say on the physical side, kind of maybe, right? Like people are a lot less likely to do something that's painful these days to see the long-term benefit, right? You could even just go as far as like martyrdom, right? Martyrdom was a much bigger thing a long time ago because people would be less sensitive on the outside to kind of, to stand firm with their beliefs. But I would also say it's more of a dichotomy, right? So you've got way more sensitive people, I would say almost on the left, you could say, right? Where it's suicidal empathy. And then you've got way more like unsensitive people where it's like, send them back to the country where they came from, right? Like you've got two extremes, but I would say that you got both ends of the spectrum still.
But has it increased? Was the question the outward expression of the sensitivity?
Right, Varma Cat?
Well, I guess I kind of said both, but I mean, I would feel like
here's the
it hasn't increased. It's just become more extreme on both ends.
So it's like it's a reaction.
Well, I would assume, yes, if it's
a
response to external
Beatrix,
stimuli,
as always,
right?
You are a real one for always showing up. Thank you very much again.
So
have yourself a blessed night.
An internal, thing, how you react. Like just because you receive external stimuli as X doesn't mean it to be so.
Trying to set it up so it's a little easier for people to see.
Right, but your interpretation would affect the sensitivity of yourself, right?
Interpretation if you're actually acting like that.
So would the external inputs that have changed over time.
And respect to that, for sure, you deserve the respect.
Obviously, we have social media now that's changed the dynamic of our sensitivity, I think.
I'm so upset. Oh my God, I'm gonna.
You don't need it.
Okay, my patience is running out.
Don't need
so
to scream
quick.
into the mic. Oh man, she dropped out.
Okay.
That was weird.
Thank you.
Thank
Mr.
you.
Tater,
She'll probably
I
be
think
back
you're the
in for-
baddest bitch.
I'm the baddest bitch. Yeah, right.
Yes, sir.
That's right. That's right.
This is the second time the exclamation mark has popped up. So might be having a problem. I don't know.
Fair. Thank you very much, Static Age. Appreciate the engagement,
I
buddy.
simply cannot. I simply cannot. I tried to be very nice because if it's a lady that says something about the other lady, it's going to be, oh, she's not a girl's girl. She's a hater. She's a this. So I'll just sit back and
Well, on the same side, I
eat
don't
my
want to
dinner.
say because it's like, oh, you're sexist, but that's going to be like woman
Right.
prattling just going on.
Literally,
I think
all
the
of
overall
them.
patience was admirable from everyone.
Patience
Amen.
is a virtue, right?
Right.
It is indeed.
She might be back. We'll
Yeah,
see.
people sensitivity.
That was
Yeah,
wild, for sure.
I'm so sensitive.
So
Yeah, I'd say Leia's more
one of the
sensitive
craziest
today.
I think a lot of sensitivity is performative.
Yeah, well, and that's the back to the prompt. I appreciate that. Like the prompt says, are people actually more sensitive, or are they just performative about their sensitivity? Again, the definition of sensitive being the ability to perceive or process, react to internal or external stimuli. Have we gotten more adapted to that, or is it just the fact that we want to look like it's virtue signaling kind of idea, right? And honestly, it just seems like it's a lot of virtue signaling, like Trey just said, a lot of performative. Yeah. Go ahead.
I think so. I think it's performative and expressive more than us becoming more sensitive.
Yeah.
See, I'm actually going to take the position of I don't think we could even tell, right? Because like with the suicidal empathy side of things, some people are just indoctrinated into it and they actually believe it fully, right? So I feel like there's nuance there that you can't really know every single person's intention to say a monolithic statement of it's more or less, right? Because I feel like people are just less likely to have common sense than 20 years ago, right? So I
would agree with
like
that 100%.
Right.
Well, I think it's kind of a little bit of both, right? Like I mentioned before, how like my Nana, thinking back on her generation, would never have been like, oh, I need to go self-care. She might have done some things to self-care, right? But she never would have like said that to her friends or her husband who would come back from the war. Like it's just we're actually getting more and more sensitive is the nicest
That's
way
the
you could say
truth,
that, I
Marcelari.
suppose. But I do think a certain amount of it is the virtue signaling we've come to know from the left, and quite honestly, even from the right as well. People want to be, Christian and seem the most conservative or the most based, quote unquote. So, they find things to get upset about over that will make them look that way and perform. That's a perfect word.
Right. Like I'd say that, like even 5 years ago, I was way more sensitive than I am now, but I've gone through hardships that would have hardened my heart if I didn't have my faith. But the fact that I went through it and persevered, I'd say I'm way less sensitive to outside stimuli than I was 10 years ago. So maybe it's even, you could bring it to people just aren't experiencing hardships like they were. And so they're not being tested in their resiliency.
Yeah, that's also a very good point. We have so many backup plans and fallbacks. It's not the way that it used to be. Like when you were on your own, you were really on your own.
Yeah, like we've all played the Oregon Trail, right?
Right.
Great game. I always die of dysentery.
Dysentery. Yeah, he always gets me too. That's funny.
But that is true, right? Like you could be shot and you'd have to just walk it off with no medication and stuff like that. And you go, oh, that person's tough. And it's like, well, if anybody survived that, you'd be a lot tougher. So it's like, I think it's just people aren't exposed to stuff as much these days, but they feel like they are because they're seeing it, right? You see the war in Israel versus Palestine and people pick a side because they feel something, but nobody's experiencing it. Because I bet if you lived in either one of those places, you'd have a lot less sensitivity overall to the situation, but have a stronger opinion.
Yeah. Well, and it goes back to the I just lost my train of thought. Dang it. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, that was me. Done.
No, you're good. I was just, like I said, I literally just thought of something and then I spaced it. So I was just basically letting you guys get back to the conversation if you have anything. Okay, so let's see. Are we still on the performative? Okay, so people are actually more sensitive, or are they performative about sensitivity? We've kind of discussed that. Is there anybody else that wants to talk on that one there? Okay.
Yeah, I was mentioning being performative because lots of evidence, like on Twitter, people fake crying into the camera.
Oh yeah.
I'm not talking about people that are actually experiencing issues,
of course, yeah,
like with sensitivity, but performative sensitivity. There's a lot of it, and it seems to be mainstream now because that's what we get to see, I guess, unless somebody opens themselves up.
Right. Well, and that's the thing is again, we see so many people in their cars setting up their camera to cry. If you're crying, how do you have the wherewithal to set up your camera, go to your car, whatever? It's performative like that. There's nothing else you can really say about it. As often as it happens at this point in time, it's become more performative.
Yeah, they're trying to get attention, and usually like an outburst like that, they're just trying to get attention because they've been doing it before and they got attention, and they probably get more followers and more TikTok likes.
Well, Pharma Cat, appreciate you as always.
Well,
it's really good to see you. Hope you're doing well.
I got to push back and
Have a blessed
say,
night.
is it that people are more performative, or are those people that didn't have the outlet to be performative? Like, would your grandma be performative if iPhones and streaming and stuff like that was big 50 years ago, right? Or something like that. Like,
and my grandma was definitely a drama queen, dude. She would jump all over that shit.
Well, that's what I'm getting at, right? Like, I don't think it's the society's more performative. I just think they have the ability to.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys.
More people, right? Like,
I should have hit it sooner than I did. It was getting
like,
on my nerves.
If you wanted
too.
to be a performative person about your emotions, you had to join a drama club or some sort of, right, in the literature arts kind of thing 50, 100 years ago. Whereas now, you just have to download and make a profile.
Yeah, so more people would be performative than right with that.
That's what I would say, yeah. I mean, when I grew up, 80s, 90s, if you were performative about your emotions, it usually ended badly for you.
Right, Miss K? It's true, too.
You didn't get to be performative online with any of it, of course. So, but I also grew up in rural Kentucky. If you acted like a baby, people were going to treat you like a baby. And that was going to be your reputation.
But Marshall, that was a good night. I liked having you on the panel.
So would you say it's a lack of maturity then?
Is what a lack of maturity specifically?
The being more performative with your emotions, right? Like,
I would
perspective to it. Like my kids, right? They will not cry if they fall off the thing.
This crowd isn't for just the attention seekers.
And then the world's ending.
She jumped
right?
on
like,
the panel pretty quick, so I'm not sure what that was
and
about.
Maybe just some people don't grow out of that.
Maybe it was about
like,
just to
if I'm expressing this negativity enough, people will take pity or remorse for me, right?
They're probably looking more for affirmation.
Yeah, for children, it's, a little different. I mean, personally, like I would say that, they're looking for safety, and what, like Trey said, affirmation. They're putting their pure trust into you as their parent, to make sure that you're not going to let them do, these reckless things.
Yeah, it probably started a lot of these people that have, the performative outbursts.
Fair.
They probably got enamored or
funny.
Obsessed with collecting stars in like elementary. And that's a possibility where it started. People like
chaos theory, exactly.
Affirmations with a GIF.
It was super. Where's the link? Where's the link?
Sorry.
And when she couldn't change her profile.
We're
here to put.
Your dog's being performative.
Oh
that
yeah,
my
she's
dog?
a drama queen.
I got noise canceling on, so I can't hear if mine barks. But I would lean on the maturity issue a little heavier. And
I would
say that
fatherlessness too.
I mean, there's. I don't want to sound stereotypical, but it does seem like more of the performative emotional outbursts come from the left. We have our performers on the right for sure. But I would also say that our performers that perform on the right have a more immature mindset when it comes to logical thinking than the ones that don't have performative outbursts. So that has me leaning on it heavily being a maturity.
Trafalgar. I was starting to wonder
Right.
that
Like
at the
I
end
say,
there
Ben
too.
Shapiro is
Way
a
she kept
performative
cutting in.
person on the right. Right. Like it's all about moral outrage and stuff. Like Nick Fuentes wouldn't be a name that would give us no if he didn't lose it over a tweet. Right. Like, and that was all performative. Like, how dare this man say this? Right. And he could have just ignored it, and Nick Fuentes wouldn't even be a household name.
Subverter's gonna subvert.
That's the truth. That's the truth.
All right, gentlemen and lady.
Got to take off, Trey?
I have to take. Yeah, I got chickens to take care of. And a new baby parakeet. It's as big as a pinto bean.
Oh, snap.
Baby parakeet.
That's awesome. Well, I always like having you on.
I'll post them.
I always like having you on the panel. I appreciate you being here. Is there anything you wanted to shout out real quick before you head out?
Yeah, if anyone wants to check out my channel, just check out Trey_Salor on YouTube. I make interesting videos and gameplay videos. Thank you, and make sure to subscribe to Tater. My dog says so. She's growling right now.
Right on. Appreciate you, Trey.
Sir.
Always good to have you.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it. Have a good one.
Bye.
Be easy, Trey.
All right. So where were we? Did anybody have anything on that same topic? Which one were we on?
I think we all agree that people are more performative, but I don't think that anyone can. I think we all kind of say there's nuance in the sensitivity side because you can't really qualify performative versus just lack of maturity or intelligence or programming or something like that.
Fair.
But no, see, that's my whole disconnect is like how it ties into the first topic, of like self-care.
Right.
It's performative because you want someone else to feel, bad for you. Like it's a selfish reaction, like offense is given. I think it was that Katie woman who said that. That British woman.
Katie Hopkins?
Yeah. I think so.
I think you got it backwards. Offense is not given; it's taken.
Yeah, you can't give
maybe so.
To be offended
in a way that, like, you have to give offense to someone.
Oh no! You could say the same phrase to two different people. It's all their personal interpretation, right? Like it's how you take it.
Be offended.
Yeah.
Like to be offended, you have to give offense to someone.
See, but I don't know. If I say 2 + 2 = 5, a mathematician might feel offended, but you wouldn't, right? And
that means the mathematician is retarded.
I'm just saying, I didn't give the offense. They chose the offense to be offended.
Yeah, that's where it sounds like we're agreeing.
I think we do agree. You just said you give offense, and I don't think you do. You take it, right?
No,
oh no, you definitely choose to be offended.
In order for you to take offense, it has to have been given by somebody else.
You could say something without the intention of offending and someone be offended. It's all a personal choice on the recipient. That
is my
point. But wait a minute. Regardless of somebody else's intentions, you're telling me somebody else has control over your emotions? That's what you're telling me?
She's talking to y'all.
People can act however they want.
No, I think she's talking to you.
I think she's asking you, Havoc.
No,
I'm just saying. People can talk to me or say to me whatever they like, but if I take offense to it, that's a personal problem. That's not their fault, right? They can be a total a-hole.
Okay, Havoc, I'll ask you this in a nuanced way, right? I've always struggled with gaining weight. Like, I'm 165, 170, so it's not as bad anymore, but I was a stick all growing up. I used to be offended by people talking about how I could blow away in the wind. Now, I laugh at it. Is this them giving me the offense, or is it me choosing to be offended or not, to have a thick skin or not, right?
Well, I'm trying to figure out. I'm asking you questions. How tall are you?
6 foot.
Okay, and you said you was 170.
I am. I was not. I was 130 for a long time.
Okay, and you're saying that people said you were skinny.
Yes.
Okay, and did you give them offense from that?
They didn't give me offense. I chose to be offended or not.
So you just made something up for yourself.
That's all offense. It's all about personal interpretation and how you take it.
That's what the hell I'm trying to say.
Well, then how is someone else giving it to you? That's the problem, right? For them to give it to you,
if I tell you you were short and skinny, but I mean it like, hey, like you were short, but you need to eat more. That way, you don't have double negatives on you, and you get offended by that. Whose fault is that?
You, the person who's offended by it.
That's all I'm saying. that's literally all I'm saying.
That he would be the taker of the offense then.
Yeah,
no, he is giving offense.
He's given the person the ability to offend him.
No, he is the one offended.
Right.
Even though
so he's taking the
wasn't
offense.
given to him, he's giving it to the person who didn't intend it, right?
No, you're not giving offense. You're giving a reaction to you being offended. You're not giving offense by being offended. That's the incoherent part, right? No offense.
I mean,
yeah, the one that's
I don't get
the one that's saying it can say it to 1,000 people, and only a certain percentage of those people will accept that as a shame of sorts, and thus meaning of the offense. So you can't give offense, you can just take offense. Because again, if you send it out into the ether and nobody takes it as offense, you haven't given offense to anyone because no one's accepted it. But once somebody accepts it, then they've accepted it. They've taken it. It's not been given, it's been taken. It's been accepted.
Like in a nice way, I can say that you're not understanding the word concept fallacy that you're making, and you can choose to be offended by it or not.
Right. That's actually a pretty good example.
In the way homie just said, like, if someone like gives you something, you have to take it, right? If you want it.
Right.
Right. But if someone isn't giving you something,
you can still take offense.
You give them a reaction that has nothing to do with what they said to you, because you are offended.
So Havoc, I just got to ask, is offense, is that a reaction to?
Yes.
Or is that?
It's a reaction, period.
So so you're saying giving them the reaction, in essence, is them giving you the offense?
No, the offense, they're giving it to themselves.
Let's try this example. let's say I called everybody on the panel dirty dogs, and none of you guys cared. Well, let's just say I did, and none of you guys actually cared about it. So I wouldn't be giving offense to anybody, right? Unless, let's say Heaven Max got offended by me saying that. Would he be taking the offense, or would he be giving the offense?
He would be giving you the offense.
He would be giving me a reaction to the offense that he has taken.
Right.
So he's the taker of the offense, and he's giving me a reaction. That doesn't make me a giver.
No, if you give something to someone and it's not, your intention is not to offend, then you can't fucking say that he is wrong for being, the reaction, giving you the offense of what you have given to him.
Well, okay. What about this? Let's say you hate starch, right? Like you just hate anything that has starch in it. And I give you a gift of a potato peeler, right? And you get offended by it. Is me giving the gift offensive, or is your reaction the offense?
Well, first off, why the hell you giving me a potato peeler when you know I hate starch?
Too quick way.
That don't mean like it's baseball.
I know I answered your question with the question. Given something, but we're on the topic of offense. Like whether or not I intended to offend. Let's say I didn't intend to offend. I just didn't know you like potatoes.
Thing I'm trying to say.
Right. So it's got nothing to do with the quote unquote giver. It's all about the quote unquote taker.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you're right, but you're not understanding what I'm saying. If someone says something to you and you choose to be offended about it, you are the giver of offense.
Right. I think that we're just missing the point on, I think you're seeing, and I do get what you're saying. You're saying it's like
the same
dominoes.
thing.
The very first thing is the first domino to fall. You can't be offended if they didn't do the very first thing. However, you can't just blame everything. That's a consequentialist idea, right? And that's, against my moral.
Who am I blaming, and what do you mean by consequential ideal?
Well, you're saying that because of the initial thing, no matter how the intent was, because that initial thing happened, therefore they are to blame, or the onus of offense is on them giving it.
Can you give me just a simple example so I can understand what you're saying?
Right. If I said, let me think. I said that grilled cheese is the best, and I'm not meaning any offense by it, but you're lactose intolerant, and you get offended that I'm talking about cheese, right? I didn't give offense. That's not the first domino in offense. The first domino in offense is your interpretation.
Right. That's not what I'm arguing against. That wouldn't offend, if you're talking about in this specific situation, because I asked for an example, I wouldn't, be offended by that, to express my, being offended.
Well, let me ask you this, Havoc. What if you don't say anything? Have you given offense, even if you're offended?
No.
So offense only matters if it's expressed?
Yes.
See, I think offense is more of an internal perception rather than an external expression.
No, I wouldn't agree with that. You have emotional,
otherwise you
regulation.
wouldn't know that they were offended.
You don't have to know someone is offended to know that offense is there.
That's to know that someone is offended.
Just because you don't know someone's offended doesn't mean that they aren't offended.
Correct. But
that's irrelevant.
Because they're offended and they didn't express it. Expression isn't the thing that categorizes offense as offense.
Right.
Okay, I think I realized.
You could be offended about the most simple thing.
I think perhaps I'm realizing why you guys are. Sorry, go ahead.
No,
I
you go
think
ahead.
I think you're right. We're missing each other on some mark. Do you think you can qualify it?
Yeah.
Express it?
Yeah, 100%. I didn't know for a while. I need some breadcrumbs next time because I get lost. Okay, I need some breadcrumbs. After listening for a minute, I think that the difference is I'm not even sure who's who at this point, to be honest, because I was putting the kids to bed. But one of you is more so, at least from my perception, talking about offense as in like you're thinking in your head, if I offend someone, what does that mean to me, right? Like, how does that affect me and them separately? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's in their mind versus what's in my mind. And the other is thinking, say I offend somebody and I want to fix that, us as a pair together, they have to let me know this thing so that I can apologize, tell them to F off, whatever your reaction might be, right? How are we going to handle this together? Like a, team. I don't know. There's another word I'm thinking of, but I can't think right this second. But it's like a individualistic versus, dual. That's what it seems to me anyway. Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, that actually gives me another question then. So a lot of the people, let's say on the left, we say about suicidal empathy, right? So if you say something like, we need to deport all such group of people, and insert group here, right? And they get offended, even though it has nothing to do with them, right? Absolutely nothing. They've got no basis for the offense. They can still be offended, still vote on it, and still not express it. I still think the offense is there. There's just fact offense or unfounded offense. But again, I feel like offense is subjective internal interpretation of external stimuli.
Oh, 100%. And if any further action needs to be taken, I think is also very dependent on intention. A lot of people say intention doesn't matter, but to me, it matters the most. Like, sometimes I come across very abrasive and harsh, and I don't mean to. I really don't. I mean, sometimes I do. Sometimes I don't. It's just my personality to be like frank and just, like to the point. And some people take that as me being bitchy. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it that way. But I don't know that unless people bring it to my attention.
Right. Well, it's like there are certain things that I will die on the hill for being offended for, right? But there are other things that I won't. And I think that intentionality means a lot, right? Like, I think there's a lot of people out there that don't believe in God, and their intention isn't to disrespect Christians or any other religion, right? And so I feel like, the harm isn't there, so you don't have a foundation for the offense. But like, if someone's like, I used to be a Christian, now I'm not, and then they're saying a whole bunch of, disrespectful things or anything like that, and you choose to be offended, you have a foundation for it. You're like, well, it's justified. But yeah, offense I still feel like is internal.
No, that's my whole point, is like, it's in straight to the first topic, about individualism. That ties into it. Is if you're so concerned about what you got going on with yourself, and somebody who you take something from somebody who didn't mean it that way, that's your fault. That was my whole point. Like, your reaction, your offense is given willfully.
As much as I hate this term, I think that I'm going to have to say we're going to have to agree to disagree. Because again, I don't think anyone's giving offense. I think it's all taken. I think there's no giver offense. Even if you intentionally offend someone, if they don't have a feeling of offense, right? You could say something completely derogatory to a deaf person, they not hear you. And so, like, yes, you could be trying to give offense, but there is no offense unless the person takes it. Like, you can try giving offense all day long, it's whether or not the person takes it. So I feel like offense is completely dependent on the taker, not the giver.
Well, I think it's in the word itself, right? You literally say, hey, I'm going to say this thing, but don't take offense.
You see what Havoc is saying Marcelary?
I'm on the same page as
I'm not sure.
Heaven Maxed on this one.
Oh, good to see you, Chaos. I wasn't sure. The chat just went silent. There was still viewership, but the chat went silent.
I'm joking.
No, not at all.
Did I give you offense or did you take it?
Neither.
Gotcha.
You ain't got
Appreciate it,
nothing I
Marcelary.
need.
Yeah, I'm not completely sure.
Bitch.
Oh, skeet.
Sounds like he's saying that you can give offense to yourself, but then you're just taking it at that point.
Oh, never mind. There's a callback.
Yeah, I called back earlier. That's funny.
No, I was actually just thinking it. I've been thinking it this whole time, just waiting for my excuse.
Fair enough. All right, so we kind of got off topic there, but it was a decent conversation, so I let it go. Do we want to get back on topic, or it's a little later than I usually? Not usually. Now it's about the same time as I usually go, about a half an hour more. Do we want to keep going, or do we want to call it a night? What do you guys think?
I'm down for either. Whatever y'all want to do.
Sure.
I was hoping somebody was jumping up for the alien or extraterrestrial debate, but I don't know where.
Yeah.
Yolissa's back.
When we first started, I expected it to be that case that we would be talking about that at some point in time, but it didn't. Nobody spoke up, so I wasn't sure. I'm not a big alien person myself, but we can definitely talk about it if you guys want to.
Yeah, I'm not big on it. I don't think we have enough evidence to prove anything or be conclusive about any of it.
Yeah, I don't
personally.
Until I can
I'm
see one.
Talk about it.
Yeah, I'm all right to talk about it until I see one with my very own eyes and can pull its skin and make sure it's not a freaking skin suit or something like that. I don't know how much I believe of it personally, but we can definitely chat about it if we want to. I think the main one was American Patriot or something like that. I can't remember what his screen name was, but he came from Cool Vic Discord. Which, speaking of which, if you guys don't know of Cool Vic, he's a good guy to check out his channel too. But long story short, he was in a debate. I want to say on Vic's Discord, and I in the shill your stuff, and I was just about to post one of my either the last week's Discord or open panel or the weekly stream. I'm not sure. I was like, hey guys, if you want to join. And so they joined my Discord, but they've been silent the whole week. And so he popped into the debate channel. No, it was the questions for the patriarchy in the Discord and started kind of debating. And I'm like, well, if we're going to debate, let's take it to that actual debate channel. And then it became more of a debate than like I like to do on just like back and forth with texting. So if we're going to get into like a seriously long form debate, I would like to get it in a voice channel. It doesn't have to be on stream, but as long as it's like voice channel, so that like we're not like running around in circles in a voice or in a text chat, that kind of thing. So I was trying to get it so that we could talk about it. It didn't even have to be on this panel. I'm just really kind of curious on other people's takes now, and so I was just gonna bring it up. But like I said, he was the one that was mainly about it. So since he's not on the panel, it's kind of up to you guys if we want to talk about it or not, or if there's any disagreements on it, because if we're just all going to agree that there's not enough evidence, then, we can move on to something else too.
Oh, well, allow me to strap on my tinfoil hat and share my opinion. I actually think that all alien abductions are possessions, demonic possessions. So
sure.
There's my hot take.
Yeah, I would agree with that one.
Like a lot of anecdotal evidence, but a lot of people say that their abduction stopped when they call on the name of Jesus. So, I'd put that hand in hand with, there's a lot of similarities there. There's more evidence that you could say biblically that it's possession than it is aliens.
I don't disagree with that at all.
I was just about to say, biblically, isn't that kind of what we're, led to believe? I guess you could say that.
Yeah, Marcelary, exactly.
Like other species.
I think I was the same way when I was younger.
Demons.
Right, exactly. Like, I mean, you could go as far to say it's the Nephilim, but that is just the children of demons and humans, right? So, or angels and humans. So again, it's in the same category, you know. But I guess the real question, if you want to talk about biblical end time prophecies, is what's the mark of Cain, right? Like today, a lot of people say it's going to be brain chips. Some people say it's going to be putting like your pay card chip in your arm, right? I feel like that's really scarier than UFOs, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, we definitely need to be focusing on what's really going on in real life than something that we're not completely sure about. I mean, it could be real life. It could be, but there's not enough evidence to point to and say that that is irrefutable evidence of it. So.
Right, like, oh, aliens built the pyramids. Like, cool story, bro. What's that got to do with the price of fish or the price of tea in China, right? Like, okay. Right. They built some pointy things. Congrats. We've done that too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's really hard to say that it wasn't something that was bestowed upon people back in the day from God, giving them abilities that we can only fathom, we can only dream of, because they had a better understanding of what he was intending of the world, or he was attempting something that allowed them to have more capabilities, and he realized that was a mistake. You know, there's a million different possibilities that it could have been humans that did all of those things. Perfect example is the I think Machu Picchu, those stones in Machu Picchu that look like they're just been melted and slapped together. Like there's no way that we can put a razor blade in between some of the joints, and they're odd shapes. It's not like it's a square where you can be sure it's been chiseled out or whatever, right? So there's a world of things we don't understand. We can't understand. So it's really hard to say that wasn't done by humans, because like I said, it could have been God-given abilities for some reason or another.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. Yeah. It's so far back in time as well that it's not anything that we will eventually be able to say for sure objectively. So I just think it's like a conspiracy theory lane where it's like, it's fun, it's cool, it's nice to see what people are saying, but I don't think there's any benefit to society whether or not they exist, you know? Because if they do, they're not interacting with us in any kind of way. If, we've gotten one fuzzy picture in the last 50 years or something like that, I don't think that, you know, okay, they're obviously not bothered by us.
Right. Well, and then we got, recently we've got a photo, quote unquote, a really crisp photo of Trump, you know, escorting an alien in Area 51 or something like that in handcuffs. It's obviously AI, but it's funny because we haven't gotten anything like it, even the quality of the camera of the time, until AI. And now all of a sudden we got a picture of an alien. You know, so it's just really hard to say that in any realm that would be true. Like I said, it's obviously AI, but even so. Yeah, like Ms. K says in the chat, it says there's some weird shit out there archaeological wise. See, I'm a potato. I don't speak English well. Anyway, but there's still no proof of aliens in that archaeological information, right?
Right. So if there's no proof outside of any of it that it was built by anybody other than man.
Right. If aliens existed,
when people,
sorry, no, you're good. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say that it just seems like it's a cope answer, right? Like it's a cop out answer. Like, how did this happen? I don't. Just because we don't know or we're not smart enough for humans may have done it. It's just that must have been aliens.
Right. Exactly. You know, it's kind of like Dave in the chat says, if aliens are real, you know, no change. God created the heavens and the earth, and Christ died for all God's creatures. If aliens don't exist, it still doesn't change anything, which is true. But, you know, it kind of diminishes kind of diminishes our role as the saved people. If Christ sent his only begotten son, right? His only begotten son, which was in his image, which would then essentially be in our image because we were created in the image of God. So if we were created in the image of God, then what were the aliens created in the image of? Because what we know of as aliens are not what we know of as humans or look like humans. But when you go into the uncanny valley idea, there's something out there that looks enough like human from our like conception that has caused a evolutionary scared reaction to something that's similar to human that isn't human, right? So it's hard to, because that could play into the idea of alien. I don't believe it personally, but playing the court gesture advocate or whatever you want to call it, right? Miss K says, yeah, with AI so good now, how are we ever going to know what's really real with that kind of stuff anymore? And that goes into the Project Bluebeam, right? If you haven't looked into the Project Bluebeam, do so. It basically is a project that they're going to release alien files or something like that and make it look like it really actually happened. It's all going to be a mirage or drones or something like that. So we got to be aware of what's real and what's not, right? Dave says Colonials 1:19 through 20 is for him all the fullness of God was pleased to dwell, and through him to reconcile to himself all things, whether on earth or in heaven, making peace by the blood of his cross. So anyway, so we can we can debate about it all day long, but until there's some actual concrete evidence, it's really hard to say. And the Bible doesn't really give us any kind of concrete evidence on that, along with some other topics. So like we were discussing earlier, it could be that we just don't need to know that information. It's just not necessary for us, right? Looks like
I mean,
Heaven Max made
for a baseball reference, that would go back to controlling the controllables.
Yeah.
Like knowledge is literally the death of faith. Like I can't know that I have a big toe on my left foot and have faith that I have a big toe on my left foot at the same time.
Sure.
I know one thing. Like having faith at that point is just knowing. Like you can't have the two.
Sure. Yeah, anybody else have anything on that then? Okay.
Sorry, it would not unmute me. No.
What was that, Leah? Sorry.
I was trying to unmute and it wouldn't unmute me. I was saying no. I'm okay.
Oh, I got you. You're good. Okay, so we'll move on to one more topic before we wrap up. Let's see. The next one looks like, does online discourse make people worse at real conversations? And if so, how does this apply to communities like ours? Welcome back in, Heaven Max. I wasn't sure if you were going to be able to get back in or not. Okay, so does online discourse actually make people worse at real conversations? So what do you guys think about that? Anybody?
Can you repeat the prompt again? I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're good. It is also highlighted. I don't know if you can see it or not, but does online discourse actually make people worse at real conversations? And if so, how does this apply to communities like ours? So we'll start with the first, obviously, part of it. Does online discourse actually make people worse at real conversations?
I'd say no.
Yes and no. I mean, you could argue that there's a lot of people who can get over their, anxiety, social anxiety, and almost train to have conversations thanks to online conversations, kind of warm up to people. But then again, there's also this, like how people talk to each other crazy online and say, oh, you'd never say that to my face, right? It's like, and then people do it and then what happens, So I think it also makes us the lack of accountability for our behavior online can sometimes make us braver than we should be in person.
Yeah.
Right. I would say that, like, with the online conversations, though, has refined my positions on things a lot quicker than it would have without social media or that kind of thing. So I feel like my conversations are more real because I've learned how to get to the foundation of what people are actually talking about. But I think it also makes things a lot more antagonistic, right? Like, it makes conversations less wanted because people are going to jump straight into your beliefs and stuff like that these days.
It's actually a fair analogy, if you will, because when I was reading the prompt, because like I said, these are sent in by people a lot of the time, but when I was first reading it, real conversation, I took it as real life, like IRL, right? In real life conversations. But with that being put like that, that is a very good point, because so like I mentioned a while ago, I was an introvert, and I was still struggling with the ability to talk when I first started my podcast. But in the online sphere, I have gotten more confident, more able to speak to a camera. Now, whether that transfers into my in real life conversations, I don't know. But the conversations I have online are more real when it comes to that than a lot of the conversations I have in person. So that's,
yeah, I think that would go. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I was just going to say, does that make sense? Go ahead, though.
Oh, absolutely. It's like I was saying before about how we can have like more niche-y, perfectly fit friends now, quote unquote, if you will, because of the ability to search for certain communities. Same concept, I feel.
Sure.
I guess it's an intentionality thing as well. Back to that, right? Because like, obviously, a very contentious thing right now is Israel, right? And you can have people getting into, like, I've learned things about both sides.
It's very true,
of
Dave.
the coin, right?
It's very
people
true.
That are pro and people that are
It's
anti.
what I was going to say
I've
at
learned
first.
way more about it in the last year than all the years before that, and I'd say a big part of that is social media. But on that same note, there's a lot of people that just crash out, and there's no conversation to be had at all.
Right. Well, and that's the thing about online discourse is they can literally dip out of the discourse at any point that they want and feel like that they've won. Right. It's like Dave in the chat says, it's absolutely has people freeze up in real life. People are way more badass online. Right. It goes back to the old saying, as Mike Tyson says, social media has made people way too comfortable about saying stuff and not getting punched in the mouth for it. Right. Like Dave then goes on to say, and you can't get punched in the face online. Right. So yeah, I was going to bring that up. That was basically my talking points on it. But then I started thinking about it, and I have become a better communicator because of the online sphere. Now I am an outlier. Right. I'm not going to say that's the norm, because unfortunately the norm is people sitting in their basements on their computer behind the keyboard thinking that they're a social justice warrior. Right. Not doing anything actually of any importance, of any value to the community, just sitting on behind their computer thinking that they're making a difference.
I will push back on that though, because without the lack of inhibition to not say those maybe punchable views, are you getting
I am
more
the same
to
way,
a
Marcelary,
real
now
conversation because people aren't trying to
I didn't used to be per se
or appease you,
but I'm trying to become something online, so it's a different thing for sure. But yeah, so like it's like Marshall Larry on in the chat says online Marcy and in real life Marcy are the same person, and I'm becoming more of like that myself. With the podcast, I have a personality, a reputation that I'm trying to build online, and if I'm out in public doing something different, right? So I'm becoming more of an upstanding person and speaking out, calling people out in real life, in the moment, things like that. Right. So in my case, it has actually increased my ability to communicate. But that's not normal. And I don't even know if I can say it's normal or if it is that way for me, to be completely honest. Hey,
Right,
Reexamination Show. Appreciate the engagement, man.
Conversation. It's
if anybody
more
in the
divisive.
chat doesn't know, he has his own channel too. While we've got a second to shout him out. What was that now? Sorry.
I was just saying, I think that the conversation in that aspect is better, but you're more willing to take the risk of being divisive.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Marcel.
Well, I mean, like,
go ahead, Havoc. You're good.
Well, I was gonna say, like, what's the problem with, being divisive? Like, that's, like that's another thing that is reflected, from the internal onto the external.
Sure.
Well, I also feel like people, speaking on divisive, I think that people are way less divisive than we actually let on, right? Like, it just highlights the more extreme views. But you could have, if you met one of these people that has these extreme views without knowing it, you could probably talk to them. Hey, how's the day? How's your kids? How's your dog? Right? Like, I feel like.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like in real life, people don't want to, quote unquote, rock the boat, right? Upset people.
Well, I think it's more so that most people don't think about, these type of things in their normal daily lives.
Yeah, that too.
They think more so about, what they have to protect and provide for, and things like that.
Do you care about what's happening in Uganda as much as you care about your flat tire trying to get to work?
Do I care about Uganda?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is like people can make these divisive claims about Uganda was just a random throw-out country. I was just getting out to the point that like people act like geopolitical matters as much as what's happening in your everyday life, like a flat tire on your way to work.
Yeah, no, my surprise in the question kind of answered it for me, I guess.
Yeah, no, I was just trying to think of a country that I haven't heard in the news in a little while, but I guess
right.
That's not true.
Like Uganda? Like, fuck no. I'm sorry, excuse me.
Djibouti. That's a better country. I should have used that.
Djibouti.
The Horn of Africa.
If you had come shaking Djibouti, it would have been something different.
You wouldn't mind about that flat tire so much. Sorry, I'm
That's funny.
All right, I'll give my perspective, I guess. Growing up before the internet, before social media, I would say that the quality of my conversations in real life has diminished over time relative to the depth of what we used to discuss. Whether that's a result of social media and us being distracted by things online, maybe our ability to hold attention to the conversation a little less than we were before. But even with my closer friends, the depth of the conversation seems to have reduced over time. That doesn't mean we still can't converse well with each other. But I would say the depth of what we used to discuss versus the depth of what we discuss now has changed. And I can't point to why that is.
I actually really agree with what MSM's saying, that maybe it's you could actually categorize it into real life conversations versus conversations in totality, right? I would say that real life conversations has diminished, but that's mainly because a lot of those conversations that you don't really have that are that deep, you're kind of having with strangers on the internet, right? So like conversations are still happening. They're just not as interpersonal with real life friends or people.
I would agree with that. Yeah. Obviously, I'm in here talking about more in-depth issues than I probably would with my friends at this point. So, yeah.
Yeah. Anybody else on that?
Can't disagree there.
Fair. So, if it has made conversations worse, how does this apply to communities like ours?
Define communities like ours, please. Do you mean like the online community?
It's a good question. Again, this came in from one of my followers, so I'm not real positive what they mean by that. But we can talk about like like a a local community, an online community, and a like even our community, like the Tater Nation community, right?
Right, exactly. Because I would say that the conversations I'm having with people on this, because and I don't know. Yeah, no, it is a Christian Discord, right? It's just not obviously like our Christian or anything like that, right?
Yeah,
something.
Yeah, so
I'd say that we all start off with like a basic foundation, and from that understanding, I know that any conversation that's had comes with a level of we agree on some foundational things. It's just these outliers, right? And I feel like that's a lot different than in real life, where I may not know where someone stands on anything till the conversation starts.
Right. Yeah. So I'm a seeking Christian. I don't have a personal denomination that I ascribe to personally. So I'm very welcoming of all of the different Christianities so that I can learn and grow from all of them. Because I personally believe there's some truth in all of them. It may be a grain of salt in some and a massive ton weight in others, but there's some truth in all religions. So or not all religion. Well, there's some truth in all religions, whether that's good truth or bad truth. There's truth in all religions. So I try to learn from those truths from each and all of the Christian sects, if you will. So that's why I call myself Christian, but I don't call myself an Orthodox or anything specific, because I don't want people feeling like they're coming into a Orthodox specific server or channel. I want people to feel comfortable to come and speak their piece, because I'm going to be willing to listen to it.
Absolutely. And that's what I'm getting at, right? It's like I've even had debates in the debate sub chat thing, whatever you call it.
Yeah.
But, it's gotten pretty heated at times. And then immediately afterwards, it's like, hey, we both agree Christ is king, So, I mean, you're not my enemy, right? We're not enemies here. So.
Exactly. We're all trying to do the same thing in the end. Keep a house over our head, keep food in our bellies, and seek out our entity, our deity. Whether that be, if you choose, so this is the biggest thing about my God, is he allows you to choose to be in his presence or out of his presence. If you don't want to be in his presence, he is not going to be forcing you to be there. You have every opportunity to leave the community and be your own person and ultimately be damned. But that's not our position to call or to judge. All we are here for is to give a listening ear and to help guide you in any way that we can toward that Savior, right?
We have to view all non-Christians
what did you win, Dave?
Potential Christians.
What are you winning? Exactly. Exactly.
I mean,
well, I think that every non-Christian is a potential Christian, right?
Correct. He didn't dwell with the righteous. He dwelt with the unrighteous to get them to be righteous. He said, leave your sins and sin no more, right? He didn't go to the men that he didn't have to say that to. So everybody is potentially a Christian if they want to be.
Yeah, but you can't let them, act a way, that's antithetical to the Christian teaching.
Well, sure.
And
there's nuance in that, though.
That's what I was about to say. Yeah. There's some learning curve to that. Because you can only be judged on what you understand, what you comprehend. And that's why we're called to preach and to teach those among us so that they understand what they're giving up by doing what they're doing. But ultimately, they're not going to have any salvation if they don't know who the Savior is. They don't know what they're doing because the Savior gave his life for us, right? Again, going back to the OnlyFans models on OF models on whatever podcast talking about how they're Christian.
Where do you get that they wouldn't get salvation just because they didn't know of salvation in that aspect?
Right. So what I'm saying is that, like, for example, if someone is out there unaliving people and they just don't know that it's against biblical teaching, but it's against the law, they're still going to be held accountable for that in the afterlife. Just because they didn't know that it was biblical law.
I got to push back on that. Do you think Paul was punished for that then? Because he
we're talking about murder. We're not talking about we're talking about murder, right? So the Bible tells us
Paul,
we can't.
The Bible killed many Christians and then came to the faith. I don't think he's getting that held against him for salvation.
The onus there is on asking for forgiveness, I think, right?
Correct.
I mean, that
it's
has
the fact
nothing
that he came
to do
to the
with
faith
what we were talking about, but it's something
we're not
we
talking
can
about
talk about.
murder and salvation.
Right,
No.
but he came to the faith afterwards. What I'm saying is, if they die never coming to the faith, if he had passed away never coming to the faith and had unalived all of those Christians, that's what we're talking about. But he came to the faith. He repented for all of that, and was no longer doing it, unless it was justified by God. In which case it wouldn't be murder anymore.
Right. Yeah. And there's nuance in that, right? Because even from the Orthodox perspective, we don't claim anyone's salvation, right? And personal salvation, right? That's heretical to say you are going to hell to someone, right? Or you are going to heaven. That's not our place. That's final judgment kind of thing. Right. And you can say that there's grace outside of the church from that perspective because of the thief on the cross. Did he get baptized in water? Did he follow any of the other sacraments? No.
Correct.
But did he repent?
Correct. But he came to the faith in his last moments.
Christianity only requires for you to believe in God's begotten Son.
Right. And so it's not to be unsaid that, like, so for example, if someone passes away and in the moment they're passing, Christ comes to them and changes their heart in that moment, they came to the faith in that moment. But that's not what I'm referring to. Like, if they passed and they've done so much that God does not feel like he can give them that respect. And this is a hypothetical because I don't believe this in reality, because I don't believe my God would do this. But the point of the matter is if they were to pass never learning about the faith, what is to say that they're not going to be sent to damnation? Essentially, I'm not the one who's saying this. Again, we're called to preach. We're called to save as many souls as possible. Correct?
Yeah, I knew exactly what you were meaning.
So in order for us to save souls by preaching, it's to get them to understand what they're doing is wrong. If they don't understand that it's wrong, it's not going to save them because they're naive about it. Or else we wouldn't be called to preach.
That comes into the nuance of
God would save
a lot, then a lot is expected of you, and if God gives you little, then less is expected of you, right? So, like, if you're in an uncontacted tribe that's never even heard about the gospel, how can you be expected to know about the gospel, right? But you can still act righteously and make it into the kingdom of heaven. So,
but how do we
God's
know that?
not going to hold you.
It's not on us to say that they didn't.
We're not God.
That's my point. That's my point. Is we're called to preach and to spread the gospel. If we're not meant to spread the gospel, if we are meant to spread the gospel, then why? If we're not meant to spread the gospel, then why were we told to spread the gospel?
I don't
I
understand
think
what
that
this
you're not
has
reaching
to
out.
do specifically with, like, those who have not heard of the gospel, or of Christ. What happens to them in regards to their damnation or not?
So with that one, I'm not real
That's
sure
what we
of.
were talking about, right?
This is something I'm still trying to research myself because I come from a Mormon background. In the Mormon background, they basically believe that you go to what is known as purgatory, and you're trained and you have the ability to change your ways in this limbo land. Now that's possible. I don't know how much of that I believe, but long story short, we are called to spread the gospel. So if we're supposed to spread the gospel, why would we need to be spreading the gospel if it's not? If there's no point. If we can all just stay naive and make it. Go ahead. Sorry.
Well, if your gospel is different than other gospels, for instance, but you have access to the truth, the way, and the life, and you reject that path, like, that's where it's on you.
Right.
Well, it's on you from the get-go, right? It's all free will.
I mean, yeah, true.
Yeah.
But I just mean,
I'm
in
also
this
not a Calvinist, right?
where...
There's Calvinists out there that believe in predetermination, which means that from the birth, God's already decided whether or not you're going to heaven or hell. So that's like takes free will out of it. So, and they consider themselves Christians. And Mormons think that you can reach the theosis level of actually becoming a God like Jesus, a son of God, right? So there's a lot of nuance in what people identify as Christians as well. But yeah, so I guess it's the difference between considering yourself or like self-labeling yourself as a Christian versus what maybe Jesus would consider a Christian, right? So, I mean, that's why it's such a nuanced topic.
I agree with that completely.
Yeah. But yeah, we kind of got off.
I mean, people will call themselves all types of Christians, and believe things that are completely antithetical to what's in the scripture.
Right.
Right. Well, 2,000 years ago, you'd be killed for calling yourself a Christian, right? Whereas now, it's almost like seen as, oh, well, you're believing in some sky daddy, right? So the opinions of what a Christian is has changed over the time as well.
Yeah, or how the Bible says that the tribe of Judah, will hold the scepter of rule until the Messiah comes. And then, people calling Jesus a Jew, of the tribe of Judah, which is, pretty much insulting him and, making sure that everybody knows he's not the Messiah, because the Messiah will not be of tribe of Judah descent.
Well, he's tribe of David descent, isn't he?
No, he's God.
Yes, but he's also fully man.
But he's God.
Right, but he came from he was born a man on the earth, so he came from a blood lineage, which was I believe, like Dave says, he was a Jew. He came from a Jew bloodline.
Well, did he come from who? Who was his father?
He came from the tribe of David.
Yeah.
Who was his father?
Joe. What was his father's name?
God.
Well, right, but on Earth he had a father.
Hang on. He had both. Yeah, he had a human father, and he had the father of God.
Yeah,
he
was
have
God's
a human father. Like, yes, Joseph was colloquially like his father. Yes,
his stepfather.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
It gets into the nuance. It really does. If
God
you look
was
into the
his
scriptures.
father. That's the whole thing. If you
Right.
like,
Yeah,
if
he was
they
an immaculate
say
birth.
like if the Bible says, for instance, Jesus will come, and then the Jews will no longer, retain the scepter of rule. The Messiah. The Messiah will come, and the tribe of Judah will hand the scepter of rule over to Israel.
Well, I got to ask you, Havoc, do you think Christians aren't the Jews with the continuation of the covenant?
No, we're
Well, then,
factually not Jews. I mean,
factually are.
we're
We are
not.
of the
We're
spirit
not the
of
tribe
Abraham.
of Judah. Like that's not the purpose of Christianity. Is not to satisfy the tribe of Judah.
Right, but we are the Jews with the continued covenant. Otherwise, you're dismissing all of the Old Testament.
And how would that be so?
Do you think God continued the covenant he made with Abraham and Moses on the way with Christians today? Or do you think that there was a new covenant made?
I think the covenant of the Old Testament was completed, and Jesus spoke specifically about the new covenant.
That's a continuation of the covenant.
That creating a new covenant is not continuing a covenant.
So when Jesus said, I did not come to abolish the law, but to fulfill it, you think that means that then it's now completed and now a new covenant started?
Well, isn't fulfill synonymous with complete?
No.
No.
It's not.
No, it's not.
No.
It's not.
No.
It's y'all really saying that?
Correct.
Yeah. Correct.
So what it's basically saying is he's coming down to show us that it can be done.
Y'all saying the word
it's not
fulfill
abolishing. It's not
is
abolishing.
not synonymous with the word complete.
I'll give it to you. Ready? So you have to fulfill certain qualifications to race a race car in Formula One. That doesn't mean that you're going to complete the race.
Correct.
Those are two different uses of the words.
No.
Well, because the words have different uses.
Right.
I'm well aware of that.
So then they're not synonymous if they have different uses.
If he's fulfilling the covenant, what does that mean to you?
He's showing you that it's possible.
He's completing all of the prophecies written.
He's completing?
It doesn't mean it's being abolished. It doesn't mean that it's being done away with. It's just being shown that it can be done.
Completing?
Yes, completing the prophecies is completing a covenant. That's
synonymous, yeah?
No, because there's a difference between completing the prophecies and completing the covenant, right?
If he is fulfilling it, he is doing what?
He is completing the prophecies. He's fulfilling the law,
so
right?
Why wouldn't they just say he's completing?
Well, you could say he completed the fulfillment of the law, but that's still
it's synonymous. You goober.
No, it's not, because there's a difference between completing the covenant and completing
fulfilling,
law, right? And fulfilling the law. Yeah.
There's a difference between completing and fulfilling.
So where they can be they can be considered half or whatever you want to call it. They're not fully synonymous. No. They do mean the same thing, but they're not fully synonymous.
If you believe that Jesus is of the tribe of Judah, you are rejecting his divinity.
Havoc, I gotta no. Then if you're denying his fully manhood, which would be a heresy, right? Like he's fully man and fully human. He's got 100% the will of a man and 100% the will of a human, right? So he gets that from his human bloodline. That's why.
Wait, slow down. You saying what exactly? If I reject his divinity, I'm saying what? That he must be a
how is saying that he was fully man rejecting his divinity?
Who? I didn't say nothing about him being fully man.
I guess
But
I just don't understand your issue with. Yeah,
he was though.
I didn't say anything to the contrary.
Okay.
So how is saying he was a certain tribe denying his divinity?
Right.
What?
He did come from the tribe of Judah. The man Christ did come from the tribe of Judah.
Are rejecting that he's a Messiah.
No.
Like, that's it.
No, because that is biblical.
That is factually what that means.
No, so in Hebrews, it tells us that he came from the tribe of Judah. In Hebrews, this is biblical. If we're saying that it's denying him his godhood, so is the Bible. Havoc. So is the Bible.
How do you mean that?
In Hebrews 7:14 states explicitly, for its evidence that our Lord was descendant from Judah.
Right, but what does it say about the Messiah?
It sounds like you're denying him being the Messiah.
That's what I was about to say. So who do you think the Messiah was?
I'm literally saying he is the Messiah. Jews and you guys apparently are the only ones that say he's not the Messiah. Like, what y'all are?
No.
What?
No, we didn't say he wasn't the Messiah. We said that he descended, that the Messiah came
the whole reason the tribe of Judah rejects him. That is the entire reason. Because he's not of the tribe of Judah.
I think they reject him for other reasons. I think that you might read some of the church fathers.
No. Hang on. I'll get.
Yeah, like land the plane on how him being from the tribe of Judah and them denying him means that he's not the Messiah.
Hang on. Give me two. Y'all talk about, talk amongst yourselves. I'll get it.
So, Proto, you were a Mormon?
Yeah, I was Mormon until I was 18, 17-ish.
Do you know what soaking is?
I do. Yeah, I never did that shit.
What really is Mormonism?
What really is Mormonism?
Yeah.
It's hard to describe in one sitting. But basically it's one man's interpretation of the Bible made into his own book so that he could be whatever he wanted to be at the time, basically.
Yeah, there's a South Park about
Jesus says there will be no more prophecies, and Joseph Smith said, "Oh well, there was actually this prophecy that I found." So,
oh my God,
there is extra prophecy.
You gotta watch the South Park on it.
Yeah, right. Now you done it, Heaven Max. Marcelary wants to know what soaking is. Oh boy. No, you don't want to know, Marcelary, honestly. But basically what it boils down to is, as Mormons, you can't have intercourse before marriage. So what they do is they insert it and let it soak and then have somebody else shake the bed, because that's so much more moral. Fucking weirdos. Anyway,
because you're not intentionally doing it. Yeah. So it's like, oh, well, it doesn't count because someone else is rocking the bed.
Yeah. Freaking weirdos, man. Yeah, Marcelary. Oh my God, indeed. It's freaking weird. The things that people do to get around stuff. And it's not like it's a loophole that you can really use. We're not talking about physical laws here. This is God we're talking about, seeing it.
Yeah.
I'm not it's not like I have room to talk here, guys. It's not like I'm a saint. I didn't wait until I got married because I'm not married. I'm just saying that it's not good for a Mormon to sit there and say, I'm a Mormon, and then turn around and soak. It's just not it. Anyway, go ahead.
I found out about it because someone went around a Mormon college. I can't remember the exact creator's name, but he went around and he was just asking them questions about it. And I was like, what on earth is this? Because their answers were wild. The frat houses and stuff at this Mormon college. They're like, yeah, we all soak. We group soak. And it's like, what the hell is everyone talking about?
Holy cow.
Group soak. 49:10.
That's an orgy. I don't care how you want to say it. That's an orgy. What the fuck?
That's what I'm saying. It's like, what kind of cope is this?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Orgies?
They group soak. So they're basically all putting it into each other and sitting there all in a group. Yeah, it's fucking weird. Whoa. Anyway, I don't know how we got onto this subject, but Dave says, set up a debate on this topic with me and Havoc, please. So Dave would like to challenge you to a debate if you would want to debate. And I would be more than happy to host it on my channel if we want to, or we can do it in just like the voice channel sometime.
Who is he talking about?
You. Dave in the chat wants to set up a debate with you on the topic of the line of Judah and him being the Messiah and things like that. So I'm not going to necessarily, if you want to do it, I'd be more than happy to set it up. But I won't necessarily make you like answer right away or anything like some people do. But yeah, he would love to set up a debate, and I would like to see it. It'd be an interesting debate. Tonight we're a little bit
down with it, my bro Tater.
Yeah, let's do it for sure. Let's do it. But we are a little bit longer than I was kind of looking to go for. So is there anything that we wanted to wrap up with? No,
I just appreciate the panel and good faith.
Yeah, absolutely. These are always so good. Like I honestly, like I'm super surprised at how good of luck that I've had with guys. I know that most of the people are from my Discord. We all get along. We all really kind of interact with each other. So we all respect each other. But it's like even what was her name? Yulissa. It wasn't terrible. She was a spurg. She was trying to derail the conversation, but it wasn't as bad as it could have been. Right. I've been on some panels with people like Avarice, right? Avarice is a good guy. The fact that he restrains himself as much as he does on my panels comparatively to like the speakeasy panels and stuff like that, where he knows he can get aggressive with. I just want to voice my appreciation for everybody that does good faith on my panels. I haven't had anybody that hasn't yet, so I appreciate that. But with that, I'll let you guys shout out your channels. If anybody has anything that they would like to shout out, I just start up in basically the right-hand corner. Leia, you're up in the right-hand corner. So if you'd like to shout out your channel, any shout outs that you'd like to send out?
Sure. I also just wanted to say thank you. And I was just sitting here listening. Being an inquirer myself, I don't tend to get into big debates on religion. I just listen and observe. Plus, it's not really my place this moment anyway. But regardless, I enjoyed the back and forth, and I would enjoy a debate if y'all decide to go that route. But yeah, some of y'all come over and visit me. I have a small channel. I'm getting more into making content, or at least attempting to. And right. I do have a debate coming up on the 24th at 7 p.m. on Speakeasy's channel. It'll be advertised, I believe, tonight. We'll both have our
nice
poster. I don't know what you would call that up. So that's exciting. Hope to see some of y'all there.
Heck yeah. And you said it was at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So that'll be after my stream. So we won't have to step on anybody's toes. We won't have to stream snipe or anything like that for my stream. But I would probably like to maybe definitely everybody tune in to Speakeasy's channel. Are you streaming that, Leia, or on your channel? Or
I probably will. I meant to actually double check and ask, but I know a lot of times when people go on VK, they restream to their own channel, like through his StreamYard. So I'm assuming that's an option also for Swords of Reason, but I'm going to double check before I swear to it. But yes, probably so.
That's fair.
I just got to shout out and say good job on that Smortion debate. I watched like the first 20 minutes of it, and yeah, I thought that was a really good one too. Just a call back.
Yeah,
let's go.
Yeah, I'm excited for that debate on the 24th. I would say we'll do a Discord watch party, but I don't know. But yeah, definitely tune in to Leia if she's streaming it. I'm sure there will be plenty on the Speakeasy channel, but definitely go over there, give him a like, so that you get the view on his channel. But definitely give Leia the view, the support. We got to help each other out for sure. But again, if you want to start becoming part of the Tater Nation, the collegium that I have going, that I have started, please let me know. I'm trying to get as many logical, calm, cool, collected people to speak out. And so we're not having so many freaking destinies and Parkers and all that crap. So with that being
Are you
said,
saying no more bad bitches?
no more bad bitches. Yeah, right. I'm the baddest bitch around. Anyways,
Don't you put that for me.
Leo, did you have anything else to
And
shout out?
speaking of,
Go ahead.
well, I was just gonna say, speaking of also women, more logical women that would be willing
Yes.
to have some discussions that are chill would be
Yes.
great, because there's only a few of us, and some don't like to come on panel, and I totally understand and respect that. Some don't feel, well, whatever, that's totally fine. But we definitely need some more based ladies that are not crazy in our
Yes.
sphere. And also, don't forget to help Tater Griff. He has a Cash App and a PayPal. And did you say you set up a coffee?
I know what you're talking about now that you say it, but I haven't set that up yet. I have a PayPal, a Patreon, and a Venmo, and a Cash App. Venmo, yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. Like, let me help you, Griff, but tell everybody everything wrong. Send Tater money, because he's amazing to host these panels and get our ideas out there and let us have open discourse. We need more places like this, and we need to support each other, like you said. So. Okay, I'm done prattling. Thank you for having me.
No, absolutely. I appreciate you coming on. Again, you're always welcome back. And like she said, if we can get any more women on our panels, we definitely need the women to be speaking out, so that it's not just men
women
beating our heads against the wall.
Listen,
hey,
some of us
Avarice,
are okay.
welcome in. We were just wrapping up, but I appreciate you being here and being on the panel. How have you been, man?
I thought you're still live. I thought it was over.
No, you're good. You're good. We're still live for right now. But yeah, I was just about to wrap up. But anyway, I'll let Leia go if she has anything else to say before she goes or anything like that.
No, we were just talking about you, Avarice. Only bad things, I swear.
Only bad.
Okay, well, I'll be back. I'll be back later then. You're still live. I just wanted to say fuck the women. All right, later.
It's good to see you, Avarice. Have a good one, man. Oh man, Avarice.
He must have seen the stream earlier.
I guess he must have. But yeah, so again, if you have anybody any friends or anybody that would like to, because that's the whole point of the open panels that I have going on. Not many people like going on VK. Not many people, I shouldn't say that. The people that I'm gearing toward, not many of them want to go on VK because of the heatedness. So I'm trying to get people that would like to speak their piece, but not get heated about it. So again, I appreciate you coming on, Leia. As always, you're always welcome back.
Yes.
Was there anything else you wanted to say before you go?
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Nope, I think I'm done.
All right.
Good night.
Have a good, God bless day. All right. So that would bring us to Heaven Max. Do you have anything that you'd like to shout out?
No, I don't have a channel yet myself or anything. I just want to shout out you, obviously, the mods. They're all great. They're always on it, even with the wacky stuff that went on tonight. I gotta commend you for your resiliency, because with the issues that you were having with stream, whatever it's called, I would have probably rage quit with that. So gotta give you credit for your patience there and everything, right? And then I just want to say, yeah, like, as much as I love a good heated blood sport debate, I still want people to be able to come on with opposite viewpoints, and not have echo chambers. So more power to those that are wanting to come up and contend, right? Like, speak your point, speak your mind, contend with it.
Yeah, exactly. Just contend with it. Just stand your ground. If you have a point to speak it, stand your ground. If it doesn't hold weight, then allow your mind to be changed, like I am. There's been multiple times that I'm like, yeah, that actually makes sense on stream, right? That's the whole point of the open panels, to get away from those echo chambers. So I appreciate that, Heaven Max. Was there anything else you wanted to shout out before you go?
Nope, just you and the mods saying great job and everything, and lovely talking to all you guys and ladies.
Right on. Well, yeah, again, you're always welcome back, and I appreciate you being on the panel. You have yourself a blessed night, man.
You too. God bless you, man.
God bless. All right. And that brings us to Havoc. Do you have anything that you'd like to shout out?
No, I'm going to follow Right in Heaven Max footsteps and just shout you guys out. The bro Tato.
I appreciate it.
The big spud and all the mods.
Heck yeah. Well, I appreciate it. Like I said, it's been a while since I'd seen you in the Discord, so I really appreciate you being here tonight. I know that you've been busy, so I appreciate seeing you, and I'm glad that you've been doing good. Again, you're always welcome back. I know we disagree on some things, and some people disagree on some things, but we've always had pretty good faith debates when you've been had debates. So I appreciate that. As always, you're welcome back onto my channel. And is there anything else you wanted to say?
Nah, that's it, brother. And just my appreciation for you.
Well, heck yeah. Well, I appreciate you again, and you're always welcome back. And you have yourself a blessed night, man. And that brings us to MSM. Do you have anything that you'd like to shout out?
I do, actually. First of all, thank you for having me on, Tater. Thank you all for the engaging conversation. I really enjoyed being here.
Heck yeah.
You can find me occasionally, and probably more often here, on Thursday nights on a show called Kilted Christian.
Okay.
It's on Podbeam and Rumble.
Okay.
Obviously, it's a Christian channel. We discuss a lot of current events. We'll discuss conspiracies, Bible conspiracies, all the good stuff that we like to talk about.
Nice.
I'm usually on there Thursdays. He's on every night from 9 to 11 usually, but
okay.
I'm usually on Thursdays. Sometimes I'll be on Wednesdays or Fridays.
Right on. Yeah, definitely check that out. I'll try to check it out too. Drop it in the Discord or something, link to Rumble or something like that, so that I can find it. And was there anything else you wanted to shout out?
No, but I appreciate you having me.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming
great
on
being here tonight.
I know that we've been trying to get you on, so the fact that we were able to get you on tonight, I appreciate. Yeah, you're always welcome back if you do end up having time on Thursdays. Yeah, God bless and have a good night, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Have a good one. All right, guys. So that brings us to the end of our stream. And as always, you guys are amazing. Seriously, I cannot tell you how much I appreciate everything that you guys do for me. This panel has been good. Every panel I enjoy our talks. So please drop your comments in the section below, right? If you have any suggestions on what I cover, what we talk about next panel, anything like that, I'm all open for new suggestions. With that, I will go ahead and sign off. Please take care of yourselves out there. Remember those Second Amendment rights within the United States. As always, your response time will always be faster than that of the police. And I, for one, want to keep you all around for as long as possible. I do want to give a shout out to Benjamin. He wasn't in the chat as much as he has been in the past, mainly because he's been moving. So I wanted to give him a shout out. His channel, this song that I will be playing on the outro is going to be one of his. So I want to shout that channel out. So there's the AI Jambles for the everyday man, and then King Crambler's jam. I can't remember. This is why I always have him shout his own channels out. Anyway, long story short, you could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me, and I appreciate that. Christ is God and always will be, King of Kings. Yeah, and with that being said, I'll start my channel, my music, and the potato. Wishing you luck. Be safe out there. Signing off.
It's a potato show. It's a potato show. We got eyes everywhere, don't you know? It's a potato show. It's a potato show. We're underground for you, and we're ready to go. We're peeling back the layers of fun. Spuds on the run till the day is done. Mash it, smash it, baked or fried. We're the root of the joke, no need to hide. It's a potato show. It's a potato show. We got eyes everywhere, don't you know? It's a potato show. It's a potato show. We're underground for you, and we're ready to go. We're rolling, we're tumbling, we're full of starch. From the garden patch to your dinner march. Tubers unite in a jazzy groove. Hop on the vine. We got moves to prove. It's the potato show.
It's the potato show.
We got eyes everywhere, don't you know? It's the potato show. It's the potato show. We're underground for you and we're ready to go. Potato show.
It's a potato show.
We got eyes everywhere, don't you know? It's a potato show. It's a potato show. We're underground for you and we're ready to go.